Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Downtime with Downstar. Today we are here with Bryan Arnett.
That's good.
Thank you for coming, bro.
Thank you for having
me, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, of course. We've been trying to make this happen for a while.
For like months.
And then just like random.
Even just to link, just to chop it up and connect. Yeah, it's been,
It just be like lagging. No, it's all good, bro. I get it. It's just, I can only picture what your life is like. Like, I would assume that you just get up and you're like, I need to make a video for today and I got to do a lot of stuff and make sure that the ball keeps rolling.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I try to stay busy. Every week is different. Every month is different, but kind of like it like that.
Yeah,
at least for now.
For sure.
Could be different in a couple of years, but
yeah. Do you ever find yourself like just being lazy?
Yeah, I feel like I would say the majority of people got to kind of like fight that, like we naturally want to just be comfortable and lay around, to an extent, it's like I can't be lazy for 3 days straight,
for sure.
I'll be like,
for sure,
I'll feel like the biggest piece of shit, like, but for like, I find myself dilly-dallying through some days where I'm like, all right, I got to do this, and I'm doing it, but then in between I'm just kind of like distracted.
Yeah.
So I'd say that has been like the only laziness this year. But yeah, other than that, I'm usually able to lock in and get some focus work done.
So how structured is like your day to day?
Dude, I got the only structure in my days are like my morning routine where, I get up, get in my Bible a little bit, pray, make food, shower and get ready and all that. Like I said, every day is different. Every week is different. Other than that, and then I go to the gym. I don't even skate every day. I don't film every day. I don't edit every day. It's kind of like,
okay,
it's all different. Every day is different. Some days I do all of it. I go to the gym, I skate, I edit, and I film something that day. Maybe even I live stream. But it's kind of just, the main thing is filming YouTube videos. That's like the main thing. I try to do that throughout the week the most out of everything else. And then the editing falls underneath that because if I'm not filming anything, there's nothing to edit. But yeah, to make it short, it's not very structured.
So just say like content wise, do you have any sort of structure where you're like, I need to upload daily or I need to upload every other day, or is it just when you feel like you have content, or how do you do that?
It's always changing. I take content very serious. So I have like 3 different YouTube channels. Okay. But my main YouTube channel, for example, it used to be primarily skateboarding focused content. But I always wanted to branch out of that and make videos that can appeal to a wider audience. Like anyone could just throw on. For sure. Some random dude could just throw it on and like watch it with his girl, or like a family could watch it. You know what I mean? Like just general entertainment, I guess. So I've kind of been going that route. So like my main channel, I got, I'd say the video structure is kind of just an idea-based video with a clear concept that I could just go. I don't plan the whole video. I just plan the idea and then I go kind of see what happens and then tell the story in editing. So that's the main channel. Just think like higher effort, more idea-based videos. And then I got what is now my skate channel called Bryan Arnett. Okay. Where it's just pull out the phone at the skate park and film with my friends, like kind of wing it. Because I found that skaters don't really care about, most skaters don't really care about big, high effort ideas. It's like they're cool once in a while, but skaters just want to see homies at the park, just messing around and getting clips. And that's like the type of skate content I like too. And that's why I wanted to kind of like, I've always had such an itch to do something bigger with YouTube. But I knew it wasn't going to be within skateboarding because all I like doing in skateboarding is just going and skating with my friends. Yeah. So I felt like there was more of a ceiling to it. So that's why, I made the decision a long time ago that I'm going to eventually branch out. I thought I was going to leave skateboarding behind entirely. That's kind of what I thought when I was like 18, 19. I was like, okay, in a couple of years, I'm not going to really skate anymore. But now I'm blessed to be in the position where I have 2 channels. I have the skate channel that's more of my roots, and then this my main channel where I'm still kind of figuring it out and just experimenting with the bigger ideas. But as for upload frequency, my main channel, I gotta aim for quality over quantity there. So sometimes it'll be a video every 2 weeks. Sometimes I'll go a month without uploading. And then my skate channel, I just flood it as much as I can. There'll be some months where I'm uploading like every other day, and then there's other months where I'm, just toss a few on there. But it's just, like I said, every month is different. So some months I'm skating a lot. Some months I'm only skate a couple times. So it really depends.
So you're mostly known for skateboarding. Right? Like, how do you feel about that you're mostly known for skateboarding?
I think it's cool. I love skateboarding. I've been doing it since I was a little kid. So I think 12-year-old me would be super excited. Just, wouldn't be able to believe it.
Yeah.
So I think it's dope. But yeah, even since that young age, I always would sprinkle in other types of videos, like overnight challenges or, even like little prank videos and stuff like that. So I think over the years, my audience did know me for mainly skateboarding, but they also knew that I made other stuff along the way. So it wasn't like I just got to a random point and completely did a 180.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of sprinkled out the other type of content throughout the years. But yeah, being known for skating, I think it's dope. I think I wish skating was more popular,
Yeah.
Some people might not agree with that. A lot of skaters keeping it more underground,
for sure.
more yeah. But yeah, skating is, dude, especially the skaters nowadays, the young skaters are just getting better and better, and it's just insane. But yeah, skateboarding deserves more love.
How do you think that people are able to do all these crazy tricks? Is it just because the bar just keeps getting set higher and higher? Because I remember when I was younger that Tony Hawk did the 900, and that was insanity. And then now all day people are doing the 900. So was it something where people saw it as being these tricks are possible now, so it kind of made it easier for people to attempt them?
Definitely. Yeah, I heard I've been watching some random ass YouTube. I watched a video about someone who ran the fastest runner, the fastest mile time, I think.
Okay.
For years, the time didn't get broken, and people were saying it was physically impossible. You wouldn't be able to, or else you'd have your heart would give out, or something. It was just not possible for this many years. Yeah. And then there was a big gap where no one could beat this record. And then once one person beat that mile time, then 4 other people did that same year. So, I believe.
Okay.
So basically, I don't know the exact time frame, but it was along those lines. So it just showed that once one person did it and other people saw, okay, it is possible, then it gave them more confidence
for sure
to go do it and actually push harder.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just a natural progression, in any sport. I was also watching, when I was eating right before this, I was in the car watching a YouTube video, and it was about this Rubik's Cube solving world record where this dude had a 4x4 Rubik's Cube blindfolded, and before putting on the blindfold, he just looks at how the Rubik's Cube is, blindfolds, and then he solves it real fast, and he had the record beat by 20 seconds, and he just kept beating his own record. And yeah, he's way ahead of all the other people, and there's actually thousands of people that attempt this record all the time. Such a small little niche thing, but yeah, it was just one of those things too, where it's yeah, it's just naturally gonna, over the years, things are gonna progress. So with skateboarding, it's there's tricks that haven't even been done now that are gonna happen in 5 years, and we're gonna be how is this even possible? And then 15 years down the line,
it's a triple hard flip. What?
yeah. Or even the people that are doing a front blunt backside flip, right? That's pretty hard. When I do that trick, even on a flat bar, it's it feels quick.
Yeah.
It's so much happening. I got to make sure my wheels get over the rail, and then I got to have the right foot placement, the timing. But I'll see people big spin front blunt backside flip down rails, and I'm how, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, in a few years, someone will do that and then land in a switch manual, switch for power or something. It's I don't know, bro.
The craziest shit when I was younger was Rodney Mullen. You ever fuck with him?
Yeah.
When he would just do dark slides, I would just what? I had VHS, bro. I'd rewind it. What the hell was that?
And that shit's dope. And that's why someone like Jeff DeCesare, I'm dude, skateboarding needs people like that are different, because there's so many skaters that just want everyone to skate the same.
For sure.
If someone skates different, it's they're not cool. You know, it's like, bro, if everyone skated the same, you know, it's like, imagine high school if everyone had to dress the same. It's like, now you need uniqueness, you know, you need variety.
Yeah.
Shout out Rodney Mullen, shout out Jeff.
For sure. Just like the way you skate and the things that you do, like I seen like all the late stuff that you do, like that shit's mind blowing, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Like that's crazy, you know, and that's definitely setting the bar, because just seeing something like that, like damn, just doing that actual first trick is hard enough, you know, and then you mix that into it. But I get what you mean, dude. It's just I don't know. It's with any sort of field. Like I'm in the automotive field, and it gets to a point where it's just like there's so much crazy shit's getting done, and it's just like, now what? You know? And then it kind of makes me think like, am I over this? Am I too old for this? Did I progress too quickly? Or the stuff that the things that I like, am I kind of is that like not in style anymore? So it just like when all that happens, it kind of makes me want to just get back to like the basics of it. You know, I just want to do it just for fun now, you know. And then when you do it for a living, then it just makes it a lot harder. And when you turn your hobbies into like a business, have you felt that, like, since you've turned it into, you know, your YouTube channel, your apparel and things like that, has that put any sort of like pressure on you?
Yeah, 100%. I've been doing YouTube videos and skateboarding and everything I do full time since 2020, so a little over 5 years now. And yeah, definitely 2020 to 2021, it was just fun, you know, like not thinking too deep into it. And then, you know, it gets to a point where you're like, okay, gotta put more strategy into this, gotta kind of take this aspect more serious, and, you know, just get a little more business minded. And then, yeah, it got to a point where I found myself, the first the first thing was finding myself trying too hard to do tricks, not that I wanted to do, but I found myself doing tricks for the video.
Gotcha.
Because if I just do all the tricks that I like, it gets repetitive, it gets boring. So I'm like, all right, I gotta do these tricks because people are asking for these. They're tired of watching these. And I started like listening to the comments too much, and I'd go to the park, and rather than going to the skate park and having fun like I did my whole life, it was like, okay, I gotta go to the skate park and like put on a kind of performance. I gotta skate this certain way for these people that are watching. And then it was like a lot of like, that kind of went on for like a while, and I just was always stressed out and like getting mad and frustrated. And I didn't know why. I was like, why? I must not love this anymore, you know? And it's like,
got you.
Yeah, now I look back and I'm like, bro, you were just taking it way too serious. It's good to take your craft serious, but I was focusing on the wrong things. I was taking the wrong things too serious.
Yeah.
It's like, just, you got to where you're at by having fun, not taking it so serious. You got to where you're at in skateboarding by just doing the tricks you wanted to do. Coming up with random weird shit, you know what I mean? The videos you made, you weren't making the videos for other people. I was making the videos that I wanted to make.
For sure.
Everything was, I was doing it for the right reasons. That's what got me to this point. But then there was a few years of like trying to strategize too much, where I was doing things for other people, trying to make my content for other people, trying to skate for other people.
Yeah.
Like I started getting it backwards because I did feel pressure, because like now I built up an audience. But yeah, I kind of had to go through that, because now I'm in a point where like I don't really listen to the comments too much. You know, it's like you take criticism into consideration, but you don't let it dictate and like drive your ship, you know.
For sure.
So yeah, I had to go through that to realize, you know, just to learn from it. It's like everything in life. You go through things, you grow and you learn from it. And now I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing again. I look back to like a couple years in these past 5 years of my career, and I'm like, dang, I was like just lost. I was just like, just felt stuck. I didn't know what was going on. And now I'm like, oh, I see exactly what I was doing wrong. You know, so now I could use those lessons moving forward to
for sure
not make those same mistakes.
Well, who do you have to ask, or who do you have to you know, like give you any sort of guidance? You know, do you have anybody like to navigate through that kind of stuff?
Nah, I mean, ever since I was younger, I never really had many. Well, I come from a small town, Fillmore, here in Ventura County, and I was the only one in my town doing YouTube. I had skate homies and stuff like that, but like the path I've kind of like made for myself, no one has done exactly what I'm trying to do and have been doing. You know, there's been other YouTubers that skate and stuff like that, and I kind of like watched them because I was a viewer before a creator. I grew up watching these guys, and I kind of watched what they did, and now over the years I became friends with some of these guys. They're my peers now, you know. So like I do nowadays have people I could like talk to and ask questions and things like that. But still, even like some of like the creative challenges I've faced over the years, and like some of these little things I get tripped up on is like I can't just ask a normal person. I can't ask someone in my family or like my girlfriend, or it's like it's such like a it's like it's got to be someone doing the same shit.
For sure.
But yeah, I got a lot of
What's up, guys?
What up, bro? Come in, bro.
What up, Bryan?
What's up, bro? You can sit right there, bro.
Alright, bet.
Just watch that. Look at that camera behind you. Just move those chairs.
Oh yeah.
Or you can sit to the left. Yeah, right there. Boom. Perfect. Big Bo in the building, dude. My son Christian, everybody, he just came in. He's actually the one that put me on to you.
That's why.
Bro,
let's go.
Trip out, dude. This was we were still in the dunes. So we moved to Camarillo in 2020. So this was at least maybe 2018, maybe. That he was always watching your channel. He still watches it to this day. Yeah, he put me on, and then I would just be watching some of the stuff, and I'm like, damn, bro, that's crazy. Like, I wasn't used to like skateboarding and vlogging and kind of like what you were doing, and I was like, dude, that's super sick. And it was you, and then he would watch like Braille. Yeah. Do you know that guy or anything?
Yeah, I was watching Braille since I was like Braille Skateboarding on YouTube. If you guys haven't heard of them, they probably like the biggest skateboarding channel over the years. They accumulated like 5 million subscribers.
It was like Mr. Beast of skateboarding.
Yeah. But I was watching them since like 2000, since I was like, I want to say like 11 or 12 years old, and they just started uploading like trick tutorials and stuff. And then so I watched their whole story unfold, and I got introduced to them. Became friends with them in like 2018, probably like 2018. And then yeah, I'd go up to the Bay, right there in San Leandro was where the Braille House was. They had an indoor skate park and stuff like that. Hopped in a couple of their videos, and they were always cool. They were always nice people to me. So yeah, shout out Braille. They're not really
they're not around no more?
doing too good nowadays. Nah. The owner, Aaron Cairo, he was always like a Scientologist, but like it came out in more recent years, which I don't even know I still don't know exactly what Scientology is, but it's like some weird cult type of thing, disguised as religion or some shit. Yeah. But it's like, yeah. So apparently he was making all this money from the Braille channel and using it towards Scientology to like up his rank or something. Oh. And yeah, this whole thing came out, but not only that, it came out around the same time that like, which I already knew he was for like years. A lot of people knew. Nobody really cared.
He was a Scientologist?
Yeah, nobody really cared because he kept it separate from the channel. You know what I mean? So I'm like, hey, whatever he's doing in his personal, whatever, you know. He kept it away from. A lot of people had this idea that like if you walk in their skate park, like it's like they're on you trying to get you to sign. Like I don't know. Like people just come up with crazy narratives, but. Yeah,
Doug, you were probably like that close. They're probably like, it's time. Let's fucking get them. It's time.
But the reason it got paired with them shutting down the skate park with kind of no heads up. Yeah, he kind of like just let everyone on the team go and like didn't give them a warning that the park was shutting down and things like that. Like he just one of the riders, team riders who was there for like a decade, showed up one day. And like just saw the park getting torn down, and he was like, "What?" Like, so there was no communication there, so people felt like just kind of backstabbed or just kind of like done dirty. People just lost their jobs and their like this thing they helped build for years. Yeah. So it was like that mixed with, then people were like, "Well, we also know he's a Scientologist, so let's tag that on." And like, yeah, they just kind of.
So why did it end up getting shut down?
I feel like a lot of skate companies. And especially like companies that had private skate parks like that, even like the Barracks is gone now, But skateboarding saw a really big spike in 2020. Yeah. And then in the more recent years, it's kind of like been on a decline. I heard stories of a lot of skate companies that ordered a shit ton of inventory of boards in 2020. And like it took a while for them to get that inventory, and then by the time they got the inventory, like they couldn't move the units, the boards. So it's kind of just like, yeah, skateboarding saw a really big spike, and then just kind of like, you know, not to say that skateboarding's like dying. People get triggered if I like ask that question. Like in one of my videos, I asked Tommy Seth, like, you think skating's dying? And then people get triggered, but it's not as popular to the mainstream, I guess, in these recent years. But
well, it's good to have these kind of conversations because like you're a big part of the skate community, you know, and you're out there, you're in the middle of it, and it's good to have like your perspective on things because, you know, you could just, no, it's not dying, and it's like, well, if we don't talk about this issue that's going on, we could maybe help it, you know, get to the point where it needs to get to. Like I hear like, you know, skate shops are going under, and it just makes so much sense, dude, because like I don't know how somebody could stay open like a skate shop, you know, especially when they have like Zoomies open everywhere. I like these mom and pop skate shops, like we have accounts with skate brands, and we have a skate shop, and if I just relied on skating, dude, like, bro, we wouldn't be able to stay open.
Yeah, everyone orders stuff online now anyways. Yeah. You know, it's like I've been more in the, now I kind of understand the importance. Like I was shopping at Zoomies even a couple years ago, like I still might pull up in there, you know.
For sure.
But like now I've been trying to use my platform on my skate channel to kind of like encourage people to go to their local shop too, because I kind of see the like how they're hurting and stuff like that. But yeah, you should even title this podcast like something about skating dying or something. Yeah, it gets people to click, bro.
Yeah, dude, skating is dying like crazy. No, it just always goes through waves, you know.
Exactly.
And it's when just times are fucked up right now, and when things are getting more expensive, it gets more expensive for the companies, and that has to trickle down. So, you know, when you're used to paying $65 for a deck and now you're paying $80, like $15 is a lot of money for like a young kid.
Yeah.
You know, and you take it out and shit, this deck lasted me 4 days, you know, it lasted me a week. Like, that's a lot of money, dude. And it's just, but these companies, they need to charge that much to be able to stay in business.
Yeah, to sustain.
You know? For sure. And then you have the big companies come in, like New Balance and Nike and Adidas and stuff like that, and then like it starts, these guys are getting paid millions and millions, and then now these other skaters who are on other teams that aren't, you know, big corporations like that, then there's like such a big gap. And then now even these other companies, they're just trying to figure it out and try to pay their skaters. And like then you hear like, what was that, Tyshawn from Supreme, like what was he getting, like 80,000, 90,000 or something a month?
Yeah, something crazy like that. It was like 1 point something million a year.
That's insane. Yeah. You know, and then you see that, and then what if you're some other skater which is like, you know, equal to him or even maybe better than him, but you're not on like Supreme
skill level?
Yeah, okay. But you're not on Supreme, and you're like, what the fuck? I'm only bringing in like what? I don't know what it would be.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sure there's this elite level of guys, and then there's everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, there's guys that are on Supreme, they're on Red Bull, they're on Adidas or whatever, and yeah, those guys, they're fucking making money, but damn, like, what about everybody else? Like, not everything else is struggling. So it's just a good conversation to have, or just be aware of it. Yeah.
No, I definitely I know this isn't the point you were getting at, but I don't, if like another skater that isn't getting that much, I don't think they should have the mindset of like, oh well, what about me?
For
like,
sure.
Looking at,
For
you know,
sure.
that's a negative mindset. You should always look at people doing better, whether it's financially or anything. You should always look at it as like, take it as inspiration and try to do better, or try to learn from them and stuff like that. Because if you have like sort of a victim mindset from it, I feel like you're not gonna, then you really aren't gonna reach those bigger.
Yeah, no, that's a great point.
Yeah, but yes, like money in skateboarding definitely. Like even when I go in a skate shop, like the other day, a couple weeks ago, I was in Idaho and I went to this shop and I think I paid like $60 for a shop deck, but my other option was like a name brand board, and it was $80, and I was like, I went with the $60, you know, and then that board snapped in 2 days. So I was like, well, at least I didn't get the. You know, but then I was like, well, maybe if I did pay a little more, it went to I don't know. But I was like, I know my 200-pound ass is going to break a board so fast. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'll go with the shop deck. But I get why boards are getting more expensive. And like, you know, if I think skaters should be getting, like a lot of pro skaters deserve to make more. You know, these guys that are going out like every weekend, like putting their bodies on the line, like working on a part for a year and a half.
Yeah.
You know, just to make however much they're making, you know, and they don't do it for the money, you know, they do it for the love, but it's like still got lives to live, you know what I mean? But like I do think skaters should get paid more, so I shouldn't complain about prices going up. If I believe skaters should get paid more, I shouldn't be complaining, you know, but it still is like
when I see the reality of it, you know, even in our field, in automotive, like there's a big issue with knockoff parts, right? So somebody will create a part, and then this company that created it is like a core brand. They've been around. They're going out to racing. They're testing them out or what have you. And then you get this other company that just knocks it off. And they're cutting the price and at least by, you know, half or what have you. You know, which if you're just a regular automotive enthusiast, like what do you care? Does it perform the same? Okay, that's fine. I want that one.
Yeah.
But now the person who created the original part, they're not going to be motivated to make any other parts if they keep getting knocked off. You know, which that is causing the whole community to have an issue.
Okay.
Because now this company that's actually a creative company that's putting the work into it and doing the R&D and making like new and innovative products, what's their motivation to even do it anymore if somebody's just gonna knock it off? So I understand it. Like, why am I gonna buy a deck from a local skate shop when I could just buy it on CCS and get a free grip tape and free shipping or whatever with it? You know, but then again, like why doesn't CCS deserve the sale? You know, they've been around forever. They've been putting in the work. Why don't these companies these knockoff companies, if this business is business, if they're there and they're able to provide this part, whether it's knockoff or not, like why shouldn't they be able to do business? You know, it's just it's kind of like the thing that you were talking about, like one of your recent videos about, I want to get to it, the gambling thing. It's like the integrity that you have, you know.
I would say buy from wherever you want. You know, that's like my honest real answer is like buy from wherever you want, but as long as you understand why skate shops exist and why skaters push for you to support local shops, you know what I mean? So at least like having an understanding, because a lot of people don't. They
for
just
sure.
Like, oh, I'm getting a skateboard. They don't understand, you know, and it's like, yeah, so at the end of the day, just buy from wherever you want. You know, the online stores they're always going to sell, you know, like there's a space for everyone, you know.
For sure.
That's all supply and demand and stuff like that. Where you're talking about the knockoff products though, that reminds me of, I was so blown away when I learned this, but like in grocery stores where the actual grocery store will make their own store product of like a Frosted Flakes or something. Of like they'll make their own product, and a lot of times it's like from the exact same distribution and stuff like that, and they'll put it right next to the name brand product but half the price. Yeah. It's like, I remember learning that and be like, so the stores just get richer. Yeah. Like, okay. But like,
for sure, so that's like a thing. Amazon, they still do it. So if there's a product that somebody comes out with that's like a new product, and say like fidget spinners or some shit like that, you know, they'll start selling that, and then they start to see on the back end like, oh, these fidget spinners are selling a lot, let's make our own knockoffs. You know, it's just it's the name of the game, bro. That's why you always got to be like one step ahead of things. And you can't look down on somebody and be like, oh, you got a knockoff deck or whatever it is. Like, you don't know where they got the money from, how long it took them to make the money. Yeah. And you know, it's very nuanced like situation, and there's so many like different ways to look at it. But like to bring it all together, like, is skateboarding going down? Did it hit like a random peak that it shouldn't have even hit? Like COVID in 2020, it was such an unprecedented time where it was like nobody knew that was going to happen. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew. So if that didn't happen, how would the trajectory of like 2018, 2019, what would 2025 look like if that like time didn't happen? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Would skateboarding be even more dead right now? Like, would that bump that it had, would that have like faded out even longer to last you to like 2028, 2029, 2030?
So you're asking if the spike in popularity actually did like hurt 2025?
For sure. Okay. For sure.
I don't know.
You know, it's what do you do? Like, how do you get more people to be into it? Like from sometimes when I look at it, I'm like, wow, skateboarding, it still has such a big place in the culture of everything, you know? But I guess it's just like if you're behind the scenes and you're seeing the day to day and you're hearing things like, you know, if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to speak out of turn, but like Primitive or something not doing so well. I don't know if they're still in business or what, but you see brands like that, and you're like, damn, something must be happening.
I think like skateboarding is always here. It's always there. It just takes certain things to get people interested. You know what I mean? It's like the new skate game just came out, EA Skate. It's like now everyone's talking about the game, but I'm sure skateboarding is getting a little more, like, even like, I'm sure there's street parts and YouTube videos about skating and stuff like that getting like some more traction just because of the popularity in the skate game. You know what I mean? Or if this is probably not a great example, but if like a celebrity like Justin Bieber posts like a skate clip, you know, it just takes certain things to get people to like. There's a lot of people that like skateboarding, but they don't pay attention to skateboarding at all.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the random 30-year-old guy that quit skating 6 years ago. Like maybe he gets an Instagram reel and like he's like, oh, that was sick. Double taps it, scrolls on. He doesn't think about skateboarding for 3 months. You know, it's like, but if something comes into the space that makes it exciting, makes it fresh, you know what I mean? Like stuff like, I remember back then when like Robin Big and stuff like that, even shows. Yeah. I'm just thinking content.
That and like Bam and
I feel like Chris Jocelyn's Tray Flipping El Toro has a lot of people talking right now because the magazine cover came out that he landed it. You know, the story behind that. I don't know how much you've seen about that.
I haven't. Did the video clip come out yet?
No, not yet.
So they're saving that for something.
Yeah, they posted the cover of him tray flipping it, and he was wearing a whole different fit. He's in Lacai's, so everyone's talking about that, and it just takes these things to get people talking and just like hyped. You know, it's like it's not skateboarding itself. It's just like people just gotta do shit to make it interesting, and like I can't go do something. Like maybe I could force it, but like I would. The way I look at it is like I can't go do something to get everyone else excited about it if it's not making me excited.
Yeah.
So it comes back in my hands. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, I got to do things that get me excited for skateboarding. And if I'm excited about it and I'm putting it out into the world, like chances are other people are gonna gravitate. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I felt because there are like big companies, like big. Not skate companies, just big companies that try to like use skateboarding as like a prop to try to like appeal to people or try to like, I don't know, there's a lot of shit forced and it's like, it's not like, it just seems, you could just tell when shit's forced, you know what I mean? But yeah, just, my point is it just takes things happening or things going on in the space to get people talking and excited. Yeah. It's not like skateboard, the like traditional core skateboarding, like filming parts, putting out clips, magazine covers, and pro model shoes and stuff like that. Like the whole normal skateboarding career is like, it's always there. And I feel like it's always been around the same. It's never been, that type of skateboarding has never been huge, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I don't think it's ever gonna die.
Yeah, it's always there.
Even if you look at it, like Thrasher's still around, bro. In MySpace, there's no magazines that are around. Like nobody gives a shit about magazines. The automotive space is huge, but magazines can't survive. You know, skateboarding still has Thrasher, and that's huge. And for like that with Andrew Reynolds on the cover, that shit is huge, and that's still an accomplishment. Like that doesn't exist in so many fields. You know, like still being able to have like that medium still around. Skateboarding still has so much. It has so much life into it. You say like, if you look at the companies, bro, their social medias are lit. Their channels are lit. Like their YouTubes, they're lit. Like the audience is there. And maybe like, yeah, if you're gonna compare like, you know, 2020, 21 around there to now, yeah, it's not as good as it was then. But those times, like, people weren't working. People were getting paid a lot of money to not have to work. So it just made sense that things were going to get overinflated, that unnaturally inflated. You know, and it happened in my community, and, you know, I'm sure it happened in skateboarding, and it happened in a lot of other places.
Yeah.
What gets you excited about skateboarding? Like something recently. What's something recent that you've seen that's got you excited or pumped up?
Definitely Chris Jocelyn's trade on El Toro. Like I said, like the fact that he went back 7 years later, and he's now like 28 or 29, but he had like a drinking problem a few years back, and then got into like the best shape of his life, and then going back, like just the story behind it.
Got it.
And like him getting such an iconic clip like that I'm just waiting to see it. I'm excited to see it. You know what I mean? And then there's like, it makes me want to go back for tricks that I haven't got, or clips that I said I wanted to do years back, or maybe got close to, stuff like that. But honestly, like the things that get me excited about skating, learning new tricks, just pushing around with my homies. Honestly, just like going exploring college campuses and stuff like that. Just like, bro, I do not have that much fun hucking down big ass shit. You know what I mean? Like once in a while, I gotta really want to, but like I can have fun skating a parking lot with my homies. You know what I mean? Like that is the type of shit that's always just going and messing around. But yeah, skating new parks. You know, I love, like, you know, I'm not the biggest street skater, but I like going skating new places. You know, that's something that keeps it exciting for me, is just skating new parks, meeting new people. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Would you ever try El Toro?
Hell no. Most stairs I've done is 12.
Really?
Yeah, I've never been like a 15, 16 stair skater, like ever.
Really? So what about like Hollywood 16?
No.
Like if you just,
like, I'm sure if I like really wanted to, I could ollie it.
Yeah.
But then it's like, why the fuck? Yeah. Just so I could say, yeah, I ollied the 16. It's like, okay, so did a fucking 8-year-old. Like,
yeah.
I don't care. I don't want to risk getting hurt for an ollie. Like,
yeah, me and Christian went over there a few years ago, and we were looking at the 12, and I'm just like doing the math in my head. I'm just like, I think I can do it if I just committed and just like pushed like crazy, but
I've done a late shove on the 12.
Really?
So that's, in like 2019. So
yeah, I don't know about today. I don't think I can do it, but that was always my dream, to do that.
To do the 16?
Yeah. No, the 12, the 12. No, that's what I was gonna say. And then we walked to the 16. I'm like, nah, hell no, bro.
No, it's big. Yeah, and like the amount of tricks that have been done on it, and the rail. Dude,
yeah.
I mean, like the rail I could see, because if you're a good rail skater, like it's a pretty good rail.
Yeah.
But like the stairs, bro, and like the amount of run up you have, like you gotta run, throw down, and just have your feet set up quick, and then just you're jumping down 16 stairs. I think Chris Jocelyn, did he ghetto bird it?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
But I remember watching Reynolds' Vero heel battle on it, and he kept running into the fence. This was like probably like 20 years ago. But
yeah.
I remember, Hollywood High is such an iconic spot, but that thing is, if anyone's gotten a trick on the 16, respect.
For sure. and then you see like the little kids. That's what hyped me up, because I was like, bro, I see like this little 8-year-old kid with pads and shit, and he just ran up and did it. Yay! I'm like, I could do it. I could do it.
I know what clip you're talking about.
I could do it, and I look, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I could do it.
Dude, kids are wild.
They are. Today at the skate park, there's little kids getting down, bro. I'm like, damn, man.
Yeah, it's sick when it's like they're passionate about it, not their parents forcing them to do it.
Yeah,
I hate when I see parents forcing their kids to jump down shit.
Yeah.
So bad.
Come on, pussy.
Because then that kid's going to grow up with resentment for it as he gets older. He's not even going to want to skate, you know.
For sure, bro. What other stuff are you into besides skateboarding? Like, you have any other hobbies?
YouTube, bro. Such a YouTube nerd.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't like I love making videos about skateboarding. Like that's like my bread and butter. I've been doing it since a kid, but like I have such a passion for just like the art behind just YouTube, even like the corny shit, even the random just stupid like ideas that like on the surface just seem stupid and pointless. Like I love just watching it. I love when I find a new creator and they have like a unique idea. Like I a couple months ago I saw this dude named Crispy. Like he posted a YouTube video called like calling random phone numbers until someone hangs out with me.
Shut the fuck up.
Like that seems so like what? Like how do you even come up with that? And he just sits and calls numbers in his area code like for like an hour, and then finally like some people are answering, but they're like, what the fuck, like weirdo, you know? And then like finally he gets someone to hang out, and then he goes on like a whole picnic, and they do like a whole adventure together, and I'm like, that's cool. I've never seen that done before, and
no way.
There's a story behind it. So I've been really trying to I've been paying a lot more attention in the past like year to ideation with like the ideas, the concepts.
Okay.
And just like, yeah, stuff like that. But I still like making authentic content. So it's like, as long as I'm still being myself in the video, but I'm like, there's some type of bigger concept, you know what I mean? And then like editing and stuff like that. Like I'll never like fake my shit. I'll never like, I never want my shit to be like high production, you know what I mean? Like a short film, like crazy movie. Like I like just me and the camera, or like maybe someone filming me. It's like just more raw, you know? But yeah, just there's so many different types of videos, and I just like I have such a love for all of them. You know, I've tried so many different styles of content and stuff like that. I watch so many different types of creators. Like I'm a YouTube nerd.
So you wouldn't want to create like a short film?
Like a once in a while type of thing. But like what I was trying to get at with that is like I couldn't see myself going like a cinematic route for like my weekly upload or
for sure. Like, yeah. No, I see that. Yeah, especially people that will do that as for their vlogs or whatever. Yeah, but like just something like you get a random idea like that. You know, oh, this would be a cool like short film to do that. You wouldn't want to do something like that.
That could be dope. Yeah. As long as it's like, if there's a story behind it, if there's something. Yeah, I would definitely be open to it. See, I'm not like closed-minded. I'm also open to whatever, you know what I mean? I've tried my own podcast. I've done live streaming where I react to videos. I've done pranks. I've done challenges. I've done this and that. So like I'm open to doing new stuff too. You know, I feel like, and that's how you're going to grow the most creatively, if you're always open to trying new stuff. But yeah, bro, just a content nerd. That's like what I would say. I just love content.
For sure. My daughter, she's really into turtles, you know, so she'll want to watch videos of just like baby turtles. So we'll just be watching shorts, and then I'll see some videos, and it's like people making the aquariums with like the water and then the land, and then they're putting in all kinds of different animals and shit. I'm like, damn, that shit is so interesting, bro. And then, you know, just find some other kind of another field that is like just so out of this world that's not kind of in my like wheelhouse, and then just like, man, there's so many creative people out there. And dude, I agree with you so much, dude. I love YouTube, and I just love watching like what people create.
Yeah,
you know?
I get easily inspired too. So if I find a video about turtles, you know, I'm really into it, like my brain wants to go like, I need to try something like this. But now I realize like, just because I enjoy watching that type of content doesn't mean I gotta go try to make it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've done like podcasts, streaming and stuff like that. I love streaming, you know. And I also feel like in a way, like, you do gotta try shit to know if you're even gonna like it and if it's for you. But yeah, I definitely had to realize not too long ago, like, okay, just because I've really been liking this style of content, watching it doesn't mean like I got to do a full 180 and start doing that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Got it.
But yeah, I do get easily inspired, and like I said, I like watching a bunch of different types of content too. And it's crazy, you know, like even like short form, you'll see like people you ever get like a random video pop up in your feed and it's like some people from like a different country where you didn't even know they had phones, and like they're building like the craziest shit. Yeah. And you just, I don't know. It's just
always those dudes that build like the mud houses.
Yeah, that type of stuff. And it's like, this is insane. Like, these dudes are so talented. Like, what side of the internet am I on?
Yeah, right.
But it's also like, it's also cool to see, because it's like, no matter what, like we're in a time right now where no matter what passion you have, whether it's, like I said, I was watching a video about like the Rubik's Cube world record. Yeah, if you're really into Rubik's Cubes, you could probably like build some type of community on social media right now from it. There's probably someone out there with millions of followers that just post Rubik's Cubes videos every day. So it's like, no matter what you do, and then, you know, like, and then you could maybe bring in a source of income from that. You know what I mean? It's like, the way I see it is like that comes like as the byproduct. But like, you know, if you're putting stuff out there that you actually want to, then like, there's a way right now in social media where like you can make money doing what you love, no matter what it is that you love. You know, it doesn't got to be the most popular. Like, if you like paddleboarding, if you like anything turtles, it's like,
all right. So somebody listening right now, they're into, you know, paddleboarding. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, it's easy for you to say, like, how am I going to get people to watch paddleboarding? What would be like your advice to them to how to get started?
Okay, if you like paddleboarding, don't do what everyone else is doing. In a space where it's easy for things to get oversaturated, like, take inspiration from people and stuff like that, but always put your own twist. So it's like, why am I going to watch you go paddleboarding in a place where everyone else goes paddleboarding? Go paddleboard down the nasty LA River or something, you know? Go paddleboard somewhere where like you're not supposed to be, like something interesting. Go paddleboard, like do like a 24 hours straight paddleboarding. Like, that's something I'll be like, what, damn, like, you know, like, just do some, if that's like, if you want to go that route, you know, some people just like paddleboarding. They don't want to do any crazy ideas. There's like, there's really a space for anything you want to do. If you want to grow a bigger audience from it, think outside the box, like that. I'm saying, like, how can you stand out? How can you make something that the average person, it'll at least pique their interest and they'll consider clicking on it? You know what I mean? Or just strap a GoPro on your head and just like see what, like, I don't know, go like pass by like where some billionaires like ride their yachts, you know what I mean? And try to like get interactions and stuff. Like, I think like that for like short form clips, like there's just, it's just all about capturing attention on social media and people like just watching real life experiences. So if you like paddleboarding, first of all, just start filming it, get consistent. That's what you got to have dialed. It's just filming, executing, posting it. That's like, if you don't have that, the perfect strategy is not going to help you if you don't actually like get into the rhythm of executing it. But yeah, then you kind of just try things, see what you like, and then you figure it out from there. You don't have to have it all figured out from the start. You just start putting stuff out there, try this, try that, and then you kind of just navigate through it. But yeah, like I said, if you don't want to do crazy ideas and go in the LA River or go 24 hours on it, it's like, then just film yourself paddleboarding how you normally would, put it out, see what happens. You know, it's like, why not? You don't lose anything by putting content out there on the internet.
Yeah, for sure. But it could get very overwhelming too when you have all of these mediums. You have Instagram, you have TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Like, what do I do? What makes the most sense? Say somebody wants to start a channel, or somebody wants to grow their social media brand or personality or what have you. Like, what would you recommend would be the best space to start in and to feed?
I'm still learning myself, you know, every single day, and I'm still growing. You know, I don't have millions of followers and shit, but I'm a nerd about it. So I would say short form content is the easiest way to reach a lot of people quick.
Short form as in like reels and shorts?
Yeah, reels, TikTok, shorts.
Okay.
Like, how many followers do you have?
Like just above 1,000.
Just above 1,000. But like with the right video, he could post something right now on Instagram Reels and it could get 1 million views. You know what I mean? It's like you don't have to have an audience already to reach a lot of people on short form. I mean, even like long form and stuff like that. There's ways to get attention like quick on social media, no matter how much following you have. You know, obviously it helps to have built up a community. But yeah, start with short form. You know, just figure out like first you got to figure out what type of content you want to make. So it's like, okay, I like paddleboarding. Most people, I would assume, if you're even considering making content, you already have an idea of what you want to post. Fitness or paddleboarding, basketball, you know, skateboarding. So it's like, okay, just get used to what's the word? Get the rip the Band-Aid off. Yeah. Like post, you know, because a lot of people like are scared to first post.
For sure.
A lot of people are like worrying about what people think and stuff like that, like their friends from high school or their families. So it's like, first just put yourself out there and then go from there. Because once you start, then it's like you've already taken the first step. But yeah, short form, just because it's the easiest to reach a lot of people. And then kind of like, you know, from there you can be like, all right, do I want to stream Twitch or do I want to stay a short form creator and try to work with brands? You know, it's like there's so many directions you could go. It's like just figuring out what you want to do. Because I know people who only post short form content. They don't do live streams or long 20-minute YouTube videos like I do. They just do 30-second to 45-second shorts. And they get millions of views. They work with brands, or they build their own brand around it. Those are the people that I have been getting inspired by a lot recently. Like this dude, Santa Cruz Medicinals. He's into health. So he has like an electrolyte business. He makes protein powder, creatine, stuff like that. You've probably seen his videos. He goes outside of like Crumble and McDonald's. He pays people $100 to not go in.
Yeah.
Like his business is the products that he makes, his protein powders, and the electrolytes. But like he uses short form content to promote his business like seamlessly, because it's like he's going out and advocating for people to take care of their health and like while naturally showing his product, you know? So it's like that's cool to me, because like he obviously makes revenue from the videos too, but he's not just a content creator. He's a business owner who uses the content to kind of like so that's where I'm like, that's dope. Like he actually has like something that can stand alone on its own, you know what I mean? Whereas like someone like me, my YouTube channel, like the content is my product right now, you know what I mean? So it's like, but I just point that out to show that there's so many different ways you can go. There's people who hop on a TikTok live stream and they just beg for donations, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not, you know, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But it's like,
people do that?
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, any type of live stream, but you'll see the people who kind of like, there's like the NPC trend on TikTok where it's like, they're just begging for galaxies and stuff like that.
And they're like eating hot dogs. Like, I got a hot dog.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah. And then, so there's so many routes you could go. So it's like, you got to choose at least one, you know, you got to choose something. It's like, most people know they want to make YouTube videos, or they want to be a streamer. They want to be like Speed. They want to be like this guy, you know what I mean? And it's not for everybody, you know? Yeah. It's like, just because you see these guys killing it doesn't mean like you're going to enjoy doing that, or you're going to make it to that level. It takes so many sacrifices to get to where those guys are at. But like, you're not going to know what works for you and what you like until you try it. Yeah. So it's just about starting and then, you know, trusting that it's going to work out.
So what about, like, I see the younger generation, like you were saying, like they don't like to post, and they stay, like, they'll be on Snapchat or whatever. Like, how would you tell somebody who has navigated that sort of way with their socials, but now they want to get into like growing a brand? Like, how can you give somebody advice like to get out of that way? Because that's from not showing any of your life until now having your whole life in Front Street.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say nowadays people are it's become more normalized. Like most people, a lot of people have their own personal brand now. It's normal to have. It's like if you're not posting, what are you doing?
Yeah.
If you don't have your own personal brand, what are you doing? Whereas like 7 years ago, it was like, this dude's trying to be a influencer. It's like, what is this guy? He thinks he's a YouTuber. You know what I mean? So now it's like, it's become more normal. So it's like, I feel like, yeah, some people still have that thing holding them back where they're kind of like scared to put themselves out there. But like, dude, that's something that's like, you got to just do it. There's no like advice that I could really give that'll get through to someone that's like, whatever's blocking them from putting themselves out there, it's up here. It's in their head. You know, it's like they got to just do it. Understand that people might judge you for a split second and then move on. They're going to, when you watch reels, when you watch reels and TikToks, it's like you forget about the one you watched 3 slides ago. It's people might judge you in their mind for a split second. It's like,
they don't give a fuck.
But who cares? Dude, like, it's just random people. It's
for
like,
sure.
So just, life's too short to care what people think. So just
would you ever do a collab with that the Here Comes the Boom family?
The
Costco,
the Costco guys.
Bang. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why not? They're just so fried, bro. I saw the clip that always comes to mind is where they're collabing with this one Instagram creator, and the dad's kind of like a Big Justice. He's saying the line wrong, and the dad keeps going like,
"Oh, what that muy papi?"
Yeah. Telling him, it's like, no, we're here with Jacob. Like, say it like this. Like,
you ever seen that one, Bo? Was that like the little Puerto Rican guy that "Oy papi," the one that says it in your ear?
Yeah.
Like they're doing a collab. It's like for the booms. It's not like that.
Yeah. He's just like telling him
you gotta eat the cookie first.
Yeah. I haven't even heard of anything about them in like a month.
That's crazy, bro.
I don't know.
When I see some shit like that, I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing in my life? You know, when I could just do some shit like that. I feel like I just want to go just full corn, bro, and just be like, fuck it, let's just do some Family Channel or.
Nah, I mean, I feel like, you gotta actually want to do it though. You know? you could tell the dad, that family actually enjoys what they do. You know, I don't think they started it and were like, we're gonna make hundreds of thousands of dollars from this. Like, I think they were just like, they enjoyed the idea of like making content together as a family and just, you know. So it's like, you gotta actually want to do it. You know, it's like, it's not gonna work if you try to do it just to go viral. I mean, it might,
but also Sam's Club. Like if you're like the Sam's Club dude now and just go do some shit at Sam's Club.
But also like people that go like really viral really quick also like tend to come down just as quick. So I think it's better to like build something slowly over time.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, but definitely someone who goes viral with the right head on their shoulders, they can capitalize on it and, you know, make a lot of money and maintain it and stuff like that. So I'm sure the Costco guys are doing just fine. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know.
They're probably paid, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of money out there, dude.
It's all just circulating. You know, I've heard that like if all the money in the world got distributed equally to all the people in the world, that it would eventually end up in the same pockets. Have you heard that?
No.
Because it's like the people, like the rich are rich because of like their mindset and like the wisdom, like the knowledge they have, you know? So it's like the way the system is, it's like a lot of the people on the lower end of it, it's like they got bad financial literacy, you know what I mean? Bad spending habits, bad relationship with money in general. And then like the billionaires, you know, they knowing everything they know now, like they could easily like get back to, you know what I mean?
No, that makes total sense. Yeah. If we're going to just even it out now and then press go, like, the money's going to switch. Because it's just speaking about like, you know, 2020 or whatever, a lot of people had dough and now they don't. Mm-hmm. You know, if they would have taken that money at that time and invested it or, you know, saved it or what have you, but they wanted to get like crab legs and shit like that.
Yeah.
And just get Hennessy in bottles and trick it off, you know, and they had nothing to show for it. But yeah, no, you're right. It's like there's no fast way to building a brand, and if your brand does build fast, like it's gonna, you can lose it fast, because it's all in the knowledge is all in the day-to-day, the lessons that you learn, the hardships that you go through, like all that has so much value to it.
Yeah.
And that's why they say it's like it's all about the journey. Like it truly is, because once you get to that point, then you know, like, man, it took me this long to make it, or this long to get to this point. Like I'm not trying to blow it for like a quick bag. You know, and kind of gets me to what I wanted to talk to you about like one of the videos that you just put up about like the gambling thing. So I want to get your perspective on that, because I was watching the video and you said that like that you were approached, and then there's a lot of YouTubers, and even in the stuff that I see, you know, a lot of the YouTubers that I watch, and they do you know, even like Drake, you know, they're promoting gambling. I watch a Joe Budden podcast, and they're sponsored by Prize Picks, and so many of them are, and it's just like I wanted to get your idea on that.
Yeah, so I would say, like you mentioned, Prize Picks. I haven't done research into their company, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be able to give an accurate opinion. For sure. But I would say I'm pretty sure Prize Picks is sports betting. Yes. I see sports betting. I don't think it's as bad as just straight gambling. I feel like it's like sports betting in terms of like best to worst. Like sports betting, just normal gambling, like going to the casino. And then these online casinos are like that you see on Instagram and there's a few of them. They all have different business models, but like, yeah, I got approached by a few different online casinos, and that's where a lot of content creators right now on Instagram are getting paid to promote them in like a very shady way. I won't go into the details of their contracts, because I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. For sure. But I know how, like, what their business model is, and it's just very predatory. It's a little misleading. And yeah, so I mean, gambling in general, pretty bad. You know, it's easy for people to get addicted, and they lose, you know, they get addicted and lose a lot of money over a lot of time. And it's something that's like, you're not going to see the effects of it right away. Someone that gets introduced to gambling this year at 18 years old, like, they might not lose all their money right now because they don't have that much money, you know what I mean? But like, when they're like 23 and they start, you know, maybe they have saved up like $20,000, and then they since they got introduced to it now, like at 18, like they, you know, it could take a while, you know, it's like long-term effects. But yeah, these online casinos have been going after short form creators to make videos promoting the apps, and then yeah, there's a lot of money in it because a lot of these companies profit off of people getting addicted and losing their money and stuff like that. That's why, like, the spaces where there's like the most money are usually like bad stuff, you know, like you'll see like streamers and content creators promote like OF models, like OnlyFans girls, because it's like, and you can tell it's very transactional. It's like, oh, get an attractive girl in my video and more people are going to watch. It's going to get clicks and views, and then, you know, I'll tag you and then send people over to your page, and then they'll subscribe to you, and it's just feeding like you know, adult video addiction. Yeah. But yeah, with the gambling stuff, it's like, I don't personally gamble. I'm not into gambling, and I know I have like a younger audience, so I've just always told myself I'm not going to promote something that's doesn't align with me or that I feel is bad. So yeah, I just turned them down. But it was something since people close to me took the deals, and you know, since people close to me took the deals, and I've talked to them, like all my friends, and
got you.
They already knew how I feel from the jump. But since it was happening so close to me, I feel like that's why I felt strongly about it. And yeah, it was just like, dang, like everyone is like so young. Like, I don't think people are just trying to hustle, trying to survive. It's like, they're not thinking like so deep into it. They're presented with an opportunity, and they're just like, how can I turn down all this money? Yeah. It's like, it can't be that bad. All these other people are doing it, right? So it's like, it makes sense why people are taking it, but that's why these online casinos, these shady online casinos go after creator, like kind of smaller creators who are on the come up, just trying to make not making too much money off of their content. You know, it's presented in a way that's like this big opportunity. It's like you can't turn it down. And a lot of these guys are, you know, too young to understand the actual damage that it could cause. But you know, we all live and learn. So
what makes you understand it, or what makes you have such like a big moral compass?
Dude, I don't know. I remember growing up watching Danny Duncan. You know him?
Mm-hmm.
And he always like would sprinkle in. You know Danny Duncan? You watch Danny Duncan? Yeah, he's dope. He would always sprinkle in good positive messages about like not promoting shitty stuff, not to just take quick money just for the sake of quick money, and things like that. So I think that's where that got planted in my head from a younger age. Just being like, dang, that's cool that like he's in a position to just make easy money, but he's not taking all of it. You know, he's being very intentional about the types of deals and things he promotes. So when I started getting an audience, I was like, okay, like I would get random apps, like random app store games, like emailing me to like promote them, and I'd just be like, nah, like I'm good. Like I'd be down to promote like, you know, maybe like a cool deodorant brand that I use or something like that. Sure. You know, there's like, I feel like the word sellout gets thrown around very loosely, but I feel like everybody's different on what they're open to promoting and what aligns with them, you know? Like if I go and promote, like I said, a deodorant brand or like a body wash or something, somebody else might not want to promote that. They might be like, nah, I only want to promote skateboarding products. You know, it's like, so everyone's different, but yeah, I don't know. I was always just like, I really care about the trust with my audience, you know? So it's like, because I remember also growing up, like I mentioned, Danny Duncan, there was also other creators where I could just tell, like, they don't actually use this product, or they don't fuck with that, you know? It's like, they're just, you know, and I'm like, it was kind of just one of those things where I was like, I understand, you know, that they're getting paid, like, whatever, but I'm not going to trust their word on, like, what they're pushing on me. So
yeah, for sure. That's so funny you say that, because my wife, she was really into like the makeup community, you know, and that was like a huge thing a few years ago, and a lot of people were making bags from that. But then she would see them like advertising a product or something, and like, oh my god, this is the best shit or whatever, and then she get him like, bro, this is whack, you know. And then you lose that trust with that creator that you have, no matter if it's somebody that you like fuck with for a long time or whatever. Like if they dupe you a couple times, like, man, I'm not even gonna listen to what this person says anymore. And it just ruins the value that they have.
And that's why I feel like if I'm taking short-term deals for things that I don't believe in, what I'm really telling myself is I don't believe in what I'm building long-term with my personal brand and like future brands that I want to make, and you know, the direction I want to go. You know, because it's like, if I promote something and say it's great, let's say it's like this energy drink, and I'm like, I've been drinking this all week, guys, my favorite energy drink, and then people get in, it's just ass. Yeah. And then they never see, after that contract's over, they never see me sipping it again, and they just know like, oh, bro. Then it's like, what about when I drop a product in the future? What if I want to build my own business? You know, then they're gonna be like, you know, they can't trust what I'm saying about it. You know, so it's like, that's the one thing. From like age like 18, as being an adult, age 18 to like 23, I didn't have much of a long-term mindset when it came to like my personal financial decisions and stuff like that, or like, you know, I wasn't investing, I wasn't doing this and that. But like when it came to my content, I'm telling you, like, content was always everything to me. When it came to content, I was always very intentional and thinking long-term, because I mean, I love doing it and I want to do it for as long as I can. And after finally have built up an audience after so many years, I was like, I don't want to lose this, you know what I mean? For sure. Like, I don't want to like, and I also actually like genuinely care about the people on the other side watching, because I'm like, without them, they're the ones who make what I do possible, you know, right after God, you know, God first of all, but yeah, like without the viewers, like, and especially meeting them at events and stuff, I'm like, just like, it's genuine love, you know, like, and I remember being those kids watching YouTubers when I was like 16, 17. And so I'm just like, dude, that would feel so shitty. I remember even like when I was younger, if I would like meet someone that I really liked, whether it's a skater or a YouTuber, and like if they just kind of like gave me the cold shoulder, it'd just be like, oh, like I've been watching this guy for so long, he doesn't even give a fuck about me. And I'm just like, man, like, you know, it's like,
no, I feel you.
So I'd always tried to, but you know, that's why I'm very glad that I was a viewer before a creator, because like I remember what it was like being a kid. So like if a kid is being like annoying or something at the park, I could remind myself like they're just a kid, you know, I was them, you know, they're just trying to get screen time or they're trying to do this. So I'll just troll them back, or I'll just, you know, I always try to give the viewers a good experience and things like that. But yeah, with the gambling stuff, like it was a no-brainer for me, but it was like crazy money where I was like, this would help right now, you know what I'm saying? But I was also trying to get stronger in my faith. So I like prayed about it and asked God for a sign that like I was making the right decision by turning it down. And that was when like God really revealed himself to me in like a way that was like, whoa, like wait, this like okay. Like for the previous months, I felt like I was praying like kind of just like not sure if God's listening, you know what I mean? But then it was like, yeah, so many just like crazy like coincidences and like signs the next few days, and I just had this like feeling in me that was like, you know, I believe it was the Holy Spirit. But
is there any sort of like example that you can give where it was something that was kind of like undeniable?
Yeah, so I'm driving to Texas when I'm talking to God and praying about it, and I'm going there to film this video, and it's just a random, I wasn't planning to link up with anyone. I know a couple people in Texas, but I was like, I'm just going to go there by myself, film this video over a few days, and then come home. It's just going to be, you know, something was telling me to go to Texas. And then I was praying about the turning down the gambling deals. And then I just told God, like, I'm praying that you have something better down the line for me. You know, like if I'm making the right decision, please give me a sign. Not sure if I ever asked God for like a sign like that before. But yeah, then in that trip, I was there for a few days, and like I said, I didn't tell anyone I was there, but I ran into a friend that I hadn't seen in 2 years, like just randomly at the park. And then he invited me to church the next day. And then like things that were talked about at the church, like were just so like aligned. And then my friend was going through things, and he kind of like, I felt he needed a shoulder to lean on. And yeah, just like the conversation, like running into my friend randomly in a big city like Austin, Texas. And then it was just like, damn, like what a coincidence, but you know, whatever. And then him opening up about God and then inviting me to church and then telling me all the things he was going through. I was like, whoa, this was meant to happen. And then, yeah, a couple more just crazy like timing type of things. And then, so I was like, okay, it's very apparent to me that God's like starting to reveal himself. And then I went out to like the place where I met, where I linked up with my friend, where like I ran into him. I went back to that park and I was filming like a segment where I was just talking about God for a brief moment. And as I was recording that, like I looked to my side and I see like this blonde guy in the distance playing spike ball. And I was like, is that, and it ended up being this YouTuber, Ryan Trahan. And I had just DM'd that YouTuber the day before because I passed by his billboard in Austin, Texas, and I had been watching him for 7 years. And I was like, dude, just passed by your billboard and got the chills. Like, you know, and he's someone who also has faith in Jesus. But I just sent this DM and I was like, keep killing it type of thing. And then running into him the next day in the same spot where I ran into my friend, coincidentally, in the same moment, in the same breath of air where I was talking about God and just giving glory to God in my video, seeing him, it was just all so connected. It was just like, you can't make that up. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, it's just like, I never met that guy. I've been watching him 7 years, and like, yeah, it was just crazy. And I got it on camera. It was just like, that's wild.
That's intense, bro.
Yeah, and I feel like in previous years, there's been like, there's been times it always trips me out. I feel like God knows that like when crazy timing, coincidence type of things happen, like that always gets me the most. Like, whoa, like what the, like I love crazy, like just unexplainable timing things. So yeah, but that happened. But yeah, there's been cases like that in previous years, and I would just kind of brush it off like, well, the universe, just, like I don't know what's going, instead of like actually saying out loud, like, because prior to that, it wasn't until 2023 where I openly said like I believe in God, you know, like I believe in Jesus, and even from there to this year, it was kind of like a weird like wrestling with it type of thing. I didn't know exactly what it looked like to follow God, and you know, what faith looked like. But yeah, prior to 2023, I'd never said it. I was just always like, just questioning the universe and this and that. Like, I never was like talking about God. I was kind of like scared in a way. Like, I was like, oh, if I say I believe in God, like, are some people gonna get mad, or am I gonna lose some followers? Like, you know, but yeah, now I understand what it feels like what it means to be bold in your faith, you know? So now I'm like, I'm not an expert. I'm still learning, figuring it out, but I'm definitely open to just sharing my experiences and stuff like that.
Do you come from a really religious background?
No, not at all.
Interesting.
Like, my mom believes in God, you know? Her Bible got some dust on it, but like we didn't grow up like going to church or anything.
Yeah. So what was it in about 2023 that kind of made that shift?
Dude, I just felt like there was a bunch of like, just things weren't right. I felt like I was like, I had just moved to LA. I was living in an apartment with my friends and doing what I love, but like I still felt like something was missing. And like, I remember like that's when I started smoking weed more. Like, I was like, growing up, I was never someone who like, I didn't smoke weed till like late compared to like all my friends and stuff like that. I didn't really drink. But then yeah, when I moved out there, I was like, started smoking, and then I remember just getting high every day, ordering food, and then like there was also just other areas where like I just felt like I was just like, damn, I am not the best version of myself right now. Like, I just felt like it feels like something's missing, and I felt like I'm doing a bunch of wrong.
Gotcha.
And like it just kind of caught up to me. And I remember turning to God in 2023, and then just making a little video too, like just kind of opening up about what I had been feeling, and like just being open about my faith, and saying that I need to start giving more credit to God, because that's ultimately what I believed. But you know, even like it went on for a few months, and then I like stopped going to church. I was praying here and there, but slowed down. And then, but there was a few times. Then there was December of 2024 where I kind of felt like God revealed himself too, and like some things were happening. And then from there I was like, okay, like I need to take my faith more seriously. And then, you know, got distant again. But then in May of this year, that's when like that trip to Texas happened, and I was like, okay, I gotta lock in, bro. I was like, I gotta actually pursue Christ and actually read my Bible, like, you know, take it serious, instead of just like I would feel it's like, this is how I kind of describe it. It's like I felt like I'd have some type of encounter with God, and I'd be like it would just reassure me, and then I would kind of like go do my own thing.
Gotcha.
That's how I feel like. It was like I would feel God's presence and then go run and try to do my own thing. I wasn't like bringing God along, you know? Whereas like now I'm like, okay, I'm really starting to understand what it feels like to put God first in every area of my life. Is like, so yeah, spinning back to the gambling thing, that's where I was like, okay, I feel really strongly about this, but now that God kind of like revealed himself, and it was about the gambling, it all like stemmed back from like me turning down the gambling thing. That's where I was like, okay, like now it just made me feel even stronger about the gambling stuff. Yeah. Because then I started learning in the like there's certain aspects of that like the Bible warns about like, you know, what I started to realize is like the path of God, like it's all long term, and it's all like God will build you up to, you know, who he wants you to be. And I started realizing all the shortcuts in life are usually like not good, you know? That's how I started like viewing it. I was like, okay, shortcuts with like quick money, usually not good money.
Yeah.
Shortcuts like going viral in content versus like building a dope community over time. It's like, I choose that one. Like that seems like the better route, because like, you know, it's like, I don't know, in my opinion, but even like hooking up with girls versus like a long-term relationship that actually means something, you know what I mean? It's like all these things is like the long-term stuff, I feel like usually is from God. And like, yeah, just the Bible warns about temptation. So I was like, okay, people are gonna be tempted by short-term opportunities, like short-term, a lot of money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Still
bro, it's very interesting, you know, and the reason that I say it is that like, young guy, lit, living in LA, you pretty much have like the world in the palm of your hands if you wanted to, you know, if you wanted to, you know. I feel
like you're giving me too much credit, but
nah, bro, it's just if I didn't know you and I just looked at what you had. Okay. The size of your channel, the size of your reach, you know, like there's so much stuff that you could, being in LA, like there's so much stuff that you can do, and you could have you know, you could have got into any sort of vices, you know, like gambling, sex, you know, making content that you don't agree with, or just losing yourself. Like it could have happened very
I mean, I almost did a few times, you know. I started doing certain things for the wrong reasons and stuff like that, or like how I talked about earlier with like starting to even going back to like years ago where I said I would go to the skate park and start doing tricks for the people that were commenting and stuff like that. I started getting there was times where I started getting wrapped up in like, because my goal has always been with YouTube specifically growth, you know. It's always like trying to grow the channel, grow viewership and the community and stuff like that. But you know, then you see what other people are doing, what works for other people, and it's like, oh, I got to be doing that. And it's like, things definitely can get blurry, but I don't think I ever went like too deep. Like I was doing prank videos earlier this year, and I probably filmed like 4. I probably filmed like 4, maybe 5, and then I started getting an anxiety when I would film it. And like, I like the videos where everybody involved is having a good time. Yeah. Even if it's a prank, like I thought I could go film pranks and like everyone would be laughing, but then there was a handful of times where people would get upset and like really pissed off. So then I was like, okay, I'm not trying to build off this, you know, like even if they were getting a lot of views on Instagram, like short form clips and stuff, but I was like, it's not worth it. So I pivoted away from that. So even like, even certain styles of content, like I never got too wrapped up. I always like, I don't know. I learned how to ask myself why I'm doing what I'm doing. I don't think all views are equal. You know, there's some people, like there's some streamers that will purposely go harass people. Like, you know, like I remember there's like these streamers that would walk around with bodyguards and they'd go like piss people off, like shoulder check them and get in their face, like, because they know they can't do anything because they have a big security guard and stuff like that. And like they get a lot of attention for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's why even I got in some legal trouble that I can't talk about. But like when that came out, people were like, well, all publicity is good publicity. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to build something dope. You know, I'm trying to, you know, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, if that was your thing, that you just want to get lit real quick and then, you know, disappear. But yeah, no, I commend you for that, especially for being as young as you are. Like it's hard to leave that shit on the table. Like I said, bro, you have the world in the palm of your hands and you can do so much with that. And for you to just make that change, and you know, for your faith to step in and for you to actually like recognize it, but you're on a path that people, you know, my age are barely trying to get on, and that's because they've like hit rock bottom. And you know, they're losing whatever they're losing. They're like, man, I got to turn to God because I don't know where else to go. But for you to be able to recognize that and to be able to see that as like, man, I'm kind of fucking up. Especially when, who's gonna tell you that you're fucking up? Nobody.
Exactly.
You know, nobody can tell you, because I'm pretty sure you're in your field, what you're doing, you're, like you said, you have nobody else that you could really talk to. You know, everybody else is looking to you. Like,
yeah, I mean, I've built up like a solid group of friends that make content and stuff like that. But first of all, we're all young, so like it's not easy to like clearly see what's right from wrong. You know, that's why it's like now I feel like older mentors are like, I can see the value in them a lot more, and I want to be some sort of like positive influence for the people coming up too. But yeah, with me and my friends, like it's easy to like, what I've noticed is, you know, people tend to be yes men.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just,
for sure,
you know, no hard feelings, but like I'm the type of person that's like, if I care about a homie and like I feel like they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing or going down the wrong path, I'm gonna tell them, you know, out of love, you know, maybe not like put them on blast in front of the room, but like, you know, maybe pull them to the side and like have a one-on-one convo and like give them the uncomfortable truth that they might not want to hear versus like
Facts.
just giving them a pat on the back and being a yes man, you know, but like it's very intentional, you know, where it's like it's just easier to just let someone just do whatever, or like be like, yeah, no, you're keep doing whatever you want, like. But yeah, so it's all about, you know, who you surround yourself with. And I don't think I'm not saying my friends had any bad intentions at all, and there's definitely areas where I could be a better friend or this and that. All I'm saying is like we're all young and we're all just going with the flow, you know, type of thing. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate the words. But yeah, definitely made a bunch of stupid mistakes. I'm going to continue making mistakes, but just trying to grow, be better.
So say 2023, that's when you kind of decided that you're going to start to make life changes. Like, what are some of the things that you've changed that have made a big impact on you?
I feel like I've really learned that in order to be the best version of myself for the people around, not only for myself, but for the people around me too, when I put God first and I actually seek God with all my heart, I get filled up with this, like all the God's blessings, you know, like the joy, the peace, patience, and all the good fruit. I feel a lot of the good fruit, and I feel like it's like when I seek God first, it's more of an overflow into the people around me.
Gotcha.
Whereas like if I don't feel right with God, or like the times I've been distant from God and I feel like I said, like I felt like something's missing, those have been the times looking back where I can say like I was always frustrated. I was like snapping at people quicker. I was like, just because I wasn't happy with something in here, and like I was subconsciously, like without even trying, unintentionally just taking that on people around me sometimes. And you know, it almost costed me some friendships, some relationships, you know, and stuff like that. So that's like the main thing is like learning that, like, okay, now when I actually seek God first and I'm pursuing God, like it shows and it like rubs off on the people around me. I could be a better version of myself to the people around me. And that's number one for me, is like friendships and relationships and stuff, you know. It's like, because without that, I could go wherever I want to go with the social media stuff, get all the money in the world. But like, if I don't have those relationships and good people around me, it's like, what did I even do it all for, you know? Sure. So it's like, I know it starts there. So like the people I've met along the way and like the friends I've made and stuff like that, like that's everything to me. And especially the people that were there from the start. So I want to be the best version I can and uplift the people around me. So that's definitely the biggest thing I've noticed that's changed in terms of my faith. But also, yeah, my decisions, getting more intentional about what I'm building. You know, I feel like even as recent as like the beginning of this year, there was a lot of like just putting out videos that like for the sake of getting attention, getting views, which is like, I'm not saying like I will never do that again. You know, it's like sometimes it's fun to go clip farm. It's fun to go get a stupid pointless clip that I know is like gonna be funny, you know, it could get a lot of views or whatever, like just for the sake of going and getting a clip. But I feel like earlier this year I was gonna like fully go that route of like getting content. But what I realized is like, okay, that shit is like a chase. It's like like I said, the creators who go viral, like if you're always chasing like a viral clip, it's like that's where it becomes too clout chasey, and you're always trying to like outdo yourself and get crazier and crazier. And that's how people just spiral down and get like just in horrible positions and ruin their life. You know, it's like they just find themselves always trying to do the craziest thing just to one up themselves and get more and more views, like viral, get people talking about them. And I remembered like it didn't take long for me to realize like, okay, this is like unsustainable. Like can I keep doing this for 3 years? No, this is like kind of like exhausting. It's like I want to make a piece of content that you could still watch in a year, look back at a YouTube video and be like, this is still a good video.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of like the viral stuff is like dead in a week.
For sure.
You know? So it's like, yeah, I feel like God blessed me with a lot of clarity, and I was able to see things better and just get more intentional about my decisions and what I'm building and stuff.
Tell me a little bit, because we were talking about earlier that you were smoking a lot in LA. Mm-hmm. Tell me about like your mindset towards that.
There kind of wasn't too much thought into it. I moved to LA and I was like, oh, I got my own place now. I had smoked a handful of times before that, but it was never like consistent. And then so I just ordered like a little pen, like a stizzy. And then it started as like, all right, I'm gonna like hit it like once a week or something, you know, at night, you know.
Yeah. And
then it quickly turned into every single night ordering DoorDash, like just staying up till 3 a.m. with the homies talking about random shit. Yeah. I would even go on live stream. I'd be streaming with my community. I'd just be high, just talking about whatever, because I was like, this is content, bro. Just because like, yeah, since I didn't really smoke like that, like I would get baked. Like, so I was just like, bro, this is funny. This is content. And it was never something that I like hid from my community. Yeah. It was always like, if I'm gonna get high, I'm gonna show that I'm getting high. I'm gonna make content out of it. But then yeah, it quickly came out to like, I wanted to do it all the time, where I felt like I started to feel like I was only my real self if I was high. Gotcha. Because it kind of like, I don't know, it just loosened me up and just like allowed me to just talk about whatever was on my mind and not be too stressed in like all these life worries and my work and stuff like that, where it was just like, it kind of felt like everything was like, the real life up in my head was paused, and it was just like, just get to chill.
For sure.
But yeah, that was that. And then, you know, I just finally caught on that I was just starting to be more unproductive. I was wasting a lot of money just ordering food, and yeah, just overall it was doing more negative than positive for my life. So I was just like, I'm just gonna stop.
And you say you haven't smoked for how long?
It's about to be a year.
Damn,
yeah, in a couple days,
bro.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like, I don't want no crazy pat on the back for it, because I was never like, it's not something that I did for 7 years straight, or for sure. Know, and it was never like, I feel like weed is not that hard to stop, you know, compared to, I mean, who am I to say? I've never done any other drugs, but like, I know everyone's different, and like, regardless, any type of addiction is like hard to stop, but like, it wasn't hard for me, so I feel like I don't deserve like
got you type of thing. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, some people just never stop. Mm-hmm. You know that what you're saying, that whole lifestyle is so attractive, especially if you're living with your friends. Everybody's kind of like doing their own thing, and nobody really has that amount of structure. You know, like, man, that sounds so fun. And to be able to just recognize that, like, damn, this isn't a good thing, and to stop that takes a lot, dude.
Yeah, it was fun, but it was also in a period of my life where I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't doing anything long term. Yeah, I just had a very short term mindset. It's like, get high, order food that I'm really craving right now, jerk my dick, just like, you know, just all these like short term, just whatever felt good to me that day, whatever I wanted to do in the moment. Like, there was no discomfort in my lifestyle. There was no like there was no discipline. There was no doing things that I like. There was no making myself do something that I didn't really feel like doing that day. It was every day like, what do I want to do today?
Pleasure.
It was like, what do I feel like doing today? I was supposed to do that. I don't feel like doing it. I'm not going to do it. Yeah. So it was just very, you know, and now I'm in a place where like, I've been going to the gym consistently like a year and a half. I eat cleaner now. You know, I'm like doing things for future me.
For sure.
You know, it's like, and it's cool. You know, it's just personal growth. And it's like, I'm like, I don't know. I'm really, really into that shit, you know, because I feel like that's all that life's about. So in a way, I'm glad that like I had like a year and a half of like just bullshitting, so I could look back at that and be like, that would have led me nowhere.
It's like your hoe phase, bro.
Yeah, so I guess just smoking weed with my apartment full of guy homies, just ordering $40 of Wendy's off DoorDash. Shit.
It sounds tight. It sounds tight, but if there wasn't another side of that coin, it would be tight. But then it's just that, like Christian knows this. I went through the frat Frank phase.
Frat Frank.
Fat Frank.
Oh, Fat
Frank. Yeah, Fat Frank. You know, okay. So like, bro, I'll just be smoking all the time and eating and not doing any sort of exercise. And then that transitioned into so much stuff. It transitioned into like having such a short temper and just like being anxious all the time, and you know, just being so hard to start in the morning, and you know, then relying on caffeine to get me started, and then going through that whole wave, and you know, you're like so energized, unnaturally energized, and you start to feel anxious. And you know, I come up here, I gotta go grab a t-shirt, and then I grab the t-shirt, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta move this, and then you do this, and then it's just like
just feel all over
so much shit just going on in my head, and then just like, what the fuck is going on? And it wasn't until I recognized that it was an issue, and I would get to the point where I'm like, dude, I gotta make some sort of change, you know. And it started to happen probably about maybe 2018, where I started to realize like I need to start to do some self improvement, personal growth. You know, I started to listen to podcasts a lot, get different perspectives on things.
Who do you listen to? Like, what kind of podcast?
So at that time, it was mostly like a Joe Rogan.
Okay.
And then he'll have just random guests on there. I'll just listen and then just get different perspectives. And then I'll listen to his name's Andy Frisella. You ever heard of Andy Frisella?
Nah.
He has a company called First Form. It's actually in the workout space. They sell like supplements and things like that. But Andy Frisella, Frisella, Andy Frisella. So he started his company from the ground up. Literally, like, him and his buddy made $12,000 painting a parking lot, the lines in a parking lot. Used that $12,000 to rent out a space where they started to do supplements, and literally like slept in the back of the space and blew it up. And now he's worth like hundreds of millions of dollars.
Damn,
and
that's dope.
It's insane, dude. And to listen to somebody like that, so when I listen to him, it's not like listening to like a Tony Robbins or something, which is, there's so much value in that, but the you have to listen to the people that resonate with you. And to me, it's like, bro, you're fucking up. You know, Brian, you have your fucking channel, you haven't uploaded. Like, what's going on, dude? You're just fucking drinking and smoking all the time and fucking around. Like, you need to get your shit together.
Yeah.
That's how I that's how I get motivated.
Okay, yeah.
You know, so I'll listen to somebody like that, and he like, you think I'm worth $100 million? You think I want to fucking get up early in the morning? I don't want to fucking do this. It's never gonna change that I'm gonna want to do this. I don't want to do this. I know I have to do this in order to sustain this life. And listening to him and that motivated me so much. So this guy, he has a program. It's called 75 Hard. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
That's his program?
That's his program. So he actually created it. So if anybody's not familiar with 75 Hard, I
need to try that.
So you, there's 5 things.
I know there's like gallon of water, read a page of a chapter of a book.
It's a gallon of water a day. Read 10 pages from a self-help book each day. 2 45-minute workouts. They have to be at least 3 hours space between each other, so it can't be an hour and a half together. One has to be outside. A progress picture, and you have to stick to a diet. So he doesn't say what diet, but you agree that this is going to be the diet. Like with you could just say no, I'm not gonna eat bread. I'm not gonna have soda. Whatever you feel like you need to do. Like you don't have to be like, every day I'm gonna eat brown rice and chicken breast. It doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah.
But it has. You have to stick to whatever diet it is. And basically, the main thing that this teaches you is discipline. So if you you have 75 days. If you miss one of those things throughout the time, then you have to start over.
Okay.
No matter, then that's why they put, like, you have the 2 workouts, which is hard, but it's equal to a progress pick. So if you don't take a progress pick, everything is done. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I'm taking care of these clients and I'm doing all this that I need to do, but I forgot to mail out this check. That check should be as important as a task as taking care of these clients.
Have you done the 75 hard?
I did it twice.
Ooh, okay.
And it's taught me so much about myself and about discipline and the value of discipline. And it just makes you see that there's so much bullshit in this world, and you're surrounded by so much bullshit which will hold you back.
Yeah.
Just like we were saying about like the 900 or about the fastest mile time.
Yeah.
That's all bullshit. Because you can't do it because the length of your fucking tibia or whatever, it's not going to allow you to get. No, all that shit is bullshit. Oh no, you can't drink a gallon a day because you're going to drown, or no, all that's bullshit.
Make it happen.
You know? Like, you can't work out every day because you need time for your muscles to repair. All of that shit is bullshit. So those stories that you tell yourself in your head, that's bullshit. So it's like your bitch voice and your boss voice.
Yeah.
You know, the devil, the angel, whatever. You have both of those inside you, and that's like that war that you go to every single day. And once you decipher that bitch voice, and it could sound really attractive. It could sound like, Bryan, you're lit, bro. Your channel's lit. Your social media's lit. You're good, bro. Chill today, bro. You streamed today. You streamed already, dude. But I promised my people that I was gonna stream at 9, bro. They'll be around. You think they're not gonna watch you? They're not going anywhere. You know, that's that bitch voice inside of you, and you have to have that discipline to be like, no, I'm doing it. You know, and I have these conversations like all the time with my son. I have these conversations, and look, you want to do this in life, you have to understand that doing this, as much as it just sounds dumb as throwing out the trash, that is as important as that is, because it takes the same amount of strength to do that it does to that. It all means the same thing. When you say you're gonna be there, you're there.
Yeah.
You know, you have that discipline to do it. If you say you're going to get up, and if you say you're going to do this, if you have a job and you say, okay, I start at this time, you got to be there at that time. No matter if you have a boss that's going to be like, oh, it's chill, bro. It's chill. Yeah. Like, that chill shit is going to fuck you up. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, long-winded, bro. I'm sorry. When I get into like this is my shit, bro.
Oh yeah, I love it.
So it's like this. Andy Frisella, David Goggins. Are you familiar with David Goggins? Yeah. David Goggins, huge one, bro. That like really resonated with me, and it started to make me look within.
That's important.
Am I being the best father that I can be? Am I being the best husband that I can be? Am I being the best boss that I can be? Am I being the best friend? All of these things that were important to me. Because if making money was the only thing that was important to me, that's all I would focus on. Everything else, it'll get my attention when it does. But I chose that I want to be the best father. I want to be the best husband. I want to be the best business owner. I want to be the best friend that I can be. So I have to give all of those things my attention. And I have to look within, like, why am I doing this? Why am I snapping on this person? Is it really that big of a deal? Should that be how I reacted to it? Or is it because I feel like shit inside because I was up late last night smoking? You know, I haven't been working out. I have anxiety. I'm not eating good. You know, I'm listening to like bad music. You know, and all of that, everything that you intake, it has it leaves an impact on you. And once you understand that, then stuff will start to make sense. There was a point where I was listening to like a lot of Little Peep. I love Little Peep, dude. But like his music is very dark. And it started to like rub off on me. And you know, you start to look at like the negatives of stuff. Bro, the life that I have, there's no negative. There's nothing to look at this life that I have as being a negative. You know, maybe there's some things that are like frustrating, or, you know, I don't want to do them, or it's a lot of pressure. But like, bro, we're extremely blessed, you know, and to look at it like I'm not blessed is looking at whoever, whatever, God, the universe, whatever put me in this place. I'm looking at it as like I'm not appreciating it, dude. And I can't do that, bro, because, you know, so many people would die for the position that, dude, both of us are in, you know?
Yeah, what you consume, it, like, matters a lot more than people think, you know? A lot of people will watch bad stuff, listen to bad stuff, be around bad stuff, and be like, oh, it's not that deep, you know? But it really is. But, and a lot, you know, it's dangerous because some people aren't even aware, you know, so it could get bad, but it's good that you caught that. But going back to the 75 hard, I did a 90-day body transformation last year, but it didn't involve like reading. There was no strict like certain amount of water or stuff like that. It was just hit the gym every day, maybe one rest day, even if I'm traveling, road trip, stuff like that, and then just a certain amount of protein that I would hit. So that was it, and I stuck with that. Very, very strict. That taught me a lot of discipline. And then another thing I did was last September, I uploaded every single day for 30 days, which, like, I mean, I've always been someone that, like, I would space out my videos like a week. So, like, uploading 30 videos in 30 days was a challenge, and it showed me, like, how much I could do when I'm actually, like, managing my time right. And how you said there's a lot of bullshit. Like, it's like there was no, like, nothing. Like, everything else could wait. Like, I'm waking up. I'm not wasting 10 minutes scrolling on my phone even. Like, I'm on it. I'm dialed, you know? So that was something that taught me a lot. But, yeah, I gotta give that 75 hard a shot.
Yeah, for sure, bro. And, you know, I think it would be great to document it. And it might be very motivational to your fan base, you know, because I'm sure. What is the age demographic?
Dude, roughly, I'd say like, if I had to, like, I'd say like 16 to 35.
Got you.
Because, like, YouTube will say a little old. Like, YouTube doesn't show that, like, 15, 16, anyone under 18. It doesn't. That shows like this, but it's because people lie about their age when making an account. Yes. But yeah, most of the people that come up to me are like 16, 17 years old, 18. And then a lot of people that message me are like in college or like in their early 30s. So it's like, just mainly 90% male. I'd say 16 to like 35.
Okay, got you. And that's a hard time in life, and it's when all this shit's getting thrown at you, and you're not sure how to navigate, and you can't talk to your parents about it because this is a different life. You know, I try to relate to my son as much as I can, but he's growing up as an 18-year-old, way different than when I was an 18-year-old. And the only way I'm really able to relate is just because, like, I keep my eye on what the younger people are doing, and I'm more aware of it than my parents were when I was 18 and they were however old, you know. But it's a tough life, and the people that you have around that are the influences are people like you. They look up to you and they want to meet you, and like, you have so much influence over their life. And like, bro, it's so commendable to see you going through this stage and you like talking about these things that people your age don't, you know, and you could definitely be leading people down a good path or helping them figure out like who they are themselves.
I definitely realized that. And something I noticed is like a lot of people in a similar position to me, no matter how many followers you have or whatever, just people with a social media audience, like a social media presence and audience on the internet, like they tend to give off an image like everything's perfect, like they're making more money than they actually are, like they're living perfect, like they don't have struggles and this and that. But people love authenticity and hearing about, you know, what's actually real shit. So that's why I'm always open about whatever I'm going through. I bring the audience along for, you know, they see practically everything, and I'm very open about anything I'm going through, or I'll be replying to my DMs if they're asking me for advice and stuff like that. And I'm trying to talk about more real things that could help people, because I'm just like, dude, it's dope when I get a message and someone's like, dude, you pushed me to start going to the gym or stop vaping and this and that. And I'm like, dude, that's actually like, that's way more valuable than any dollar amount. You know?
Sure.
I'm just like, that's dope. That's influence. That's impact. And you could use that for good or bad. You know, I could be smoking and drinking in my videos and still doing what I love, making money from making videos and skating and stuff like that. And I could be just around a bunch of hoes and shit, you know, but I'm like, nah, it's very clear to me what's important in my life and that, what actually matters to me. And I'm like, okay, I want to push people to better themselves, to push to strive to be a better version of themselves always. And I'm still got a long way to go. You know, there's things that are probably I'm doing in my life right now that in 3 years I'm gonna be like, bro, I didn't even realize I was doing this and that. I don't know, you know, I'm hopefully if I stay on a good path, I'm gonna be a better version of myself in 3 years.
I think there's a switch, right? And when you switch that switch, I'm gonna go down this path.
Yeah.
But that path doesn't end. Mm-hmm. There's always gonna be something that you're gonna have to adjust or have to focus on or have to address. But it's all with intentions of being the best version of yourself. Mm-hmm. Like I talk about, mine was probably about 2018. Prior to that, there wasn't that switch. It was just, I'm trying to manage everything that's going on, and I'm trying to feed any sort of vices that I have. I'm just living.
Yeah.
Right? I'm living this life that I've never lived. I'm trying to manage everything that's going on, and but it wasn't, I'm trying to be the best version of myself. When I realized that was the path that I was going to go down, is I want to be the best version of myself. Yeah, there's things that, if I look back at last year to now, that I would have done differently, but I was on the same path last year. It was just I didn't come to certain realizations.
Okay, yeah.
You know, and you just keep dialing it in more and more and more, but there's never going to be any sort of end where you get there and be like, yeah, I'm the best version. Yeah, it'll be the best version of yourself at that point, but there's still going to be that you still have more road to go down.
Yeah.
You know, and then there, whatever, if you want to look at a religion or whatever, evil, the devil, it's always right there.
Yeah.
Waiting for you. And when you think that you're down this path, it's going to throw some shit at you. And if you don't know how to decipher it, you can, oh shit, what if it was the gambling thing, but it was disguised in something else? You know, there's always going to be trying to lure you back in to the other side. So that's why you're building up that discipline and being able to kind of see the steps ahead and be that's not my brand right now. You know, it would help out, you know, financially, this would help me out a lot. My peers are doing it. But I can't. I can't go down that path right now. And it's commendable that you would do something, and not just that situation, but just being able to realize that and sticking with the goal of, you know, being the best version of yourself. It takes a lot, you know.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And yeah, going back to the gambling stuff is okay, if someone takes a short-term gambling deal with these shady contract details, you know, that money's not gonna be there forever. So after that's up, when you're getting all this money for a short period of time and you become used to that, you're gonna want to keep making that. So you might after that reach for something a little worse.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, who's to say what's worse than something else? But I mean, you know, you might reach for something else that's not in your best interest for a quick bag. And then I've heard about people that, you know, start doing OF and they're like, oh, I'm gonna stay mostly clothed, and then they just keep doing more and more because they get paid more and more, and they end up doing they end up regretting, like I'm talking about like young women and stuff, like I've heard stories of them just like going way too deep just because the money was more money and
be in
like
Dubai, dude.
They just get sucked down, like, and they just lose themselves. But I feel like missing out on some short-term money, and like, well, the way I look at it is like we experience the most growth when at like lows, you know, when we got to go through some shit, you know, that's what's going to build our character. So it's like, okay, like, I'm in some debt right now or whatever. Like, I'm going to turn that down, cause it doesn't align with me. I'm not even going to look back. And okay, I'll struggle a little, but I know like some good is going to come out of it. You know, that's the way I look at it. And once God, you know, reassured me and revealed himself, I was like, okay, now I'm even 10 times more confident. So then a month after turning to God and like getting more serious about my faith, that's when like I got hit with like this legal trouble. And I was like, I'm bring it on type of thing. I was like, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's all right. And can't say much, but things are good.
It's gonna work out.
Yeah, but
sure.
and I'm just like, there's been a lot of like ups and downs this year, and I'm just like, dude, I feel like this year's just really building me more than anything. And I feel like in 3 years, I'm gonna look back like that year changed a lot for me. It was pivotal, you know.
Yeah.
So there is beauty in the struggle, because I feel like life is all about growth and evolving, and you know, so that's why I try to look at, instead of looking at bad times, like low points, struggles, as like, oh, poor me, or like this sucks, my life sucks. I try, it's not easy, but I try as much as possible to look at it as opportunity to grow, you know, opportunity to be better and learn from it and stuff like that. And I've made a handful of financial mistakes. I look back and I'm like, damn, like, why did I do that? Why didn't I start doing this sooner? And why did I have to do that? But now I'm like, okay, I'm not even 25 yet, almost there, but I know 25 to 30, I'm not going to make the same, hopefully not going to make the same mistakes I did from 20 to 24. And I know, like you said earlier about me kind of sounding like I'm getting to a place where some people don't get to like their 30s and stuff. Like, I see that, like, some people, because like I said, I'd be open about like everything I'm going through, and like people will be commenting like, bro, I didn't learn what you're talking about till like my mid 30s. I wish I like started this sooner. I wish I learned that, you know. And it's like everyone's on their own path and timing, but I'm like, okay, like, I know, I feel like I'm getting older and stuff like that, but I know like 20s, like, you're just getting started, like adult, you know. It's like, bro, I was in a bar with my friends like a couple weeks ago. Like, we walked in and played pool, and like I felt like we were kids compared to everyone. I was like, damn, we really, like, we are young compared to like the rest of adults, you know.
For sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that people put way too much on age, because I just turned 40, bro. I don't feel it. I don't feel it. I don't act it. I don't do anything 40 years old. I think it's all bullshit. You know. Okay. I think that as long as your responsibilities are taken care of and you're doing what you need to do, like, you're good. You know, I don't need to do 40-year-old shit, whatever that is. I don't know what that would be, but it's like, I feel young, and I'm gonna enjoy what I enjoy. I'm gonna do what I like to do. You know, like when we went skating today, like, I didn't feel like a dad going to skate with his son.
He always a 3. Good shit.
Like that's my boy, dog. Like, I want to do things with him when there's something like, hey, you would do this like with your homie. I'm like, I want to. This is my homie. This is my boy. Like, we'll go do things, and we'll have a great time. And it's like, I love that, bro. You know, and I used to get caught up so much in the age and thinking like, man, when I get to this age, I need to have this, and I need to make sure this and this and this. And it's like, I don't look at that shit like that anymore, because there's been times where I've been up, and there's been times that I've been down, and like the only thing that really matters is like my family, you know, and that is where all my value is. And it's, I would be so stressed out about things and bills, and I gotta get the orders done for this and that, and then I'm just like, bro, fuck it. it's gonna get done.
Yeah.
Fuck it. If we don't ship out this order in the amount of time that you need it, I'll send you your money back, bro. My bad. Fuck it. I'm not going to stress out like I would in the past and be at home and be stressed out. And then my kids are just like, damn, dad's in a bad mood again because of some stupid shit that doesn't even matter, you know? And then at vacation, I'm stressed out. I need to get back because work. What the fuck? I'm at work wishing I was on vacation, and I'm at vacation wishing I was at work.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense.
Learning to be present is so important.
For sure.
Because I feel like you'll never actually like experience life if your mind is always elsewhere. Like you said, if you're on vacation and your mind's on work and what you got to be doing when you get back, you're not present to enjoy that, you know. But learning to be present in any moment, you know what I mean? Because, bro, I used to be out filming and already be thinking about how I'm gonna edit the video when I get home and all these other things I gotta do. I'd be streaming thinking about all these things I gotta do. I'd be out with my girlfriend thinking about all the things I gotta do.
Sure.
And it's like it was bad, and it took me a while to catch, but now I'm like, dude. Because I convinced myself that if I'm not like that, if I'm not thinking like that I'm not serious, that I'm not being productive, I'm not serious about my work and stuff. But it's like, no, it's just making it less enjoyable.
And that's hustle culture, you know. Yeah. And hustle culture is good, but it's also a bad thing. Like working 24/7 and shit. It's like, for what? Why do I got to work so much? Well, to have money. Okay, well, I have money. So to have more money. For what? What is the end goal?
Exactly.
Well, so you could go on vacations. Okay, I'm at vacation.
Thinking about work.
And I'm stressed out about work. Where the fuck does that make any sense, bro?
Yeah.
You know, but then I had to look at within and like, okay, why do I feel like this? And it was those waves that I'm going through with, you know, over abusing caffeine, you know, smoking so much, having bad sleep habits, not working out. When I started to address all of those things and then focusing on, okay, well, if I'm going to be anxious, what are things that I can do? Like then learning those things like meditating and breathing exercises and realizing that like being present, you know, when you start to do all of that work and then you're like, okay, it's starting. Okay. All right. What are we in a hurry for?
Yeah.
What's the rush? Why are we in such a rush right now? For what? There's nothing. Like this moment, this experience that we're having, there's no reason to rush through it. There's no reason to like, oh, well, we got to make sure we have this clickbait, because if you don't have this, no one's going to watch this. You know, this podcast, like, I really wish that it was at the level where I think that it should be, but it's not there because I'm not putting in the work. But no matter if one person watches this or 100,000 people watch this, the conversation it happened already.
Yeah.
And we had this great time, this great conversation. We got all this out there. Nothing anybody else out there can do to make this conversation better. You know, when I started to look at it like that, like it just takes a little more of the pressure off and makes me just like enjoy this time of being able to connect with somebody, not have any outside interferences going on. Like how often do you have a conversation with your girl, with your homie, where there's nothing else? It's rare. It's super rare, but it's like there's so much value in it. And I love doing these podcasts so much because you get to that level where it's like, right now I'm not thinking about what I have to do when I get home or the orders that I have to do. Like, we're just fucking vibing out right now, you know.
Yeah.
But all that shit takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of work.
Yeah, and also it's like, you know, it gets, there's like, it's to an extent. It's like you got to learn to be present as long as you know your other responsibilities, like you are taking care of them when it's time for those things.
For sure.
You know, it's different than just like bullshitting, dilly-dallying every single day, just like putting off all your responsibilities and being like, it's like I'll get to it, it's like that's a little different. But like, this is like just appreciating every moment, and while still knowing that you're managing your time enough to make time for the things you got to do, like the things you got to ship and things at home and stuff like that. It's like you're gonna get to them, and when you get to them, your focus is gonna be on those things. You know what I mean? It's like, so being present and living in the moment isn't to be used as an excuse to just not work, not do anything. You know what I mean? So it's like there's hustle culture that encourages like optimizing every waking minute of the day, work, get ahead of everybody else and stuff like that. And then there's people that are never working, that are lazy and procrastinating and just not moving the needle towards anything. And then there's like, you just got to find your flow, and like no matter what that looks like, learning to be present in every single moment, and especially like the unexpected stuff. Like, if I do run into someone at like let's say like I had something planned and I run into someone at the grocery store and an unexpected conversation happens, like learning, like maybe if it's somebody else's time involved, shoot them a quick text that something came up, I'm run a little late, just consideration for them. But like I'm gonna be in that conversation at the grocery store with whoever I ran into. I'm gonna give them my time of day. I'm gonna be focused on that, not my mind's not gonna be elsewhere, because it's like you're gonna get to that, and it's like you never know when you're gonna see that person again. I mean, it's like just every single moment matters.
No, you're totally right about that, and it makes me think about, have you heard of the Secret before?
The Secret?
So The Secret. So it's like a book that came out as a secret, and it's about like manifesting and in thinking intentionally, and like vision boards and things like that. So a lot of people interpret that as like I'm gonna think that I'm gonna be a millionaire, and it's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. Which there's missing the whole other aspect of it, is you got to work hard and the discipline that comes with it. Saying that there's the possibilities are endless, but you have to work towards that. So that's like the thing, like you say, like, we're having the conversation right now and we don't have to be thinking about, I got to edit because I have the upload tomorrow. But when you have to have that discipline to be like, okay, I said when I get home, I'm going to edit. I'm home. This is my window to edit. Mm-hmm. Boom, knock this out. Okay, that's done. Now I have my free time to do whatever I need to. Yeah. And you work on that skill, and then you can do whatever, but you have to have that discipline.
Yeah.
One thing that I did want to talk to you about is like you say like the OnlyFans. What is your idea of porn?
I think it's bad. Yeah, it's like, we're not designed to watch other people have sex on a phone screen. You know what I mean? It's like, but we're in a society where it's just normalized. Like people are introduced to it at a very young age, and it's just another thing where it's like, like you're lame if you don't do it when you're like 14 in high school or whatever. It's like, okay, and then it's quick dopamine hits. It's pleasure. It's like, and a lot of people like porn addiction. I've heard people tend to like, it takes more and more to like stimulate them, so it's like they start watching like crazier and crazier stuff, and then that is gonna affect how they view women and talk to women in real life, and it's just overall just has a very negative effect on a lot of areas of your life and your mind and stuff. So I think it's really bad.
Yeah, definitely nowadays, bro, because even when I was younger, it was a lot harder to, get
to
access porn. But like nowadays, it's so scary because like, I just think of like, the younger kids that I know, maybe like 10, 12, 13 years old, like they have access to everything. And like, man, that can, no pun intended, like blow your load so quick. By the time that you get to actually experience that intimacy with a girl or whatever you choose, like you don't appreciate it or see the actual beauty and the value of it, and even the like the culture now of the hookup culture, where you can go on your dating apps and you just meet up with somebody. Like, man, anybody that's listening to this that, you know, that you've never thought about, that you might want to think about it, because like that is the most intimate part of yourself. Like, your mom and your dad probably haven't seen your dick before, but you're gonna show it to like some rando chick that you've never met, and you don't know, like you're literally like sharing energy with this person that you don't know who this person is, or what they have inside of them, or what they think, or what they've experienced, and you're like connecting at like the deepest level.
Pull up your search history.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, it is just I like, as you say it, and it's just like a funny thing to laugh about, but there is like so much impact that it has. And it's definitely something, like, if you're in the younger generation, or it's kind of something to keep an eye on, because it can definitely affect you in the future.
And it's like, with all the categories and stuff that come with websites like that, it's like people have the ability to choose exactly what they want to see. And if they, you know, that is going to, when it finally does come to later in their life, when they have an intimate moment with someone, like, they might not even be attracted to that body type, or, you know, that girl, when it comes down to it, because they're so used to, this is what I like, and it's like something so unrealistic, and yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So
no,
it's
definitely, man.
a lot of bad
it's just those porn, gambling, drugs, money. Look at all that stuff, all the vices that you have, and then, like, in moderation's okay, that's fine, but you really got to understand, like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Why? Because it feels good. But do I feel bad? If I want to feel good, does that mean that I feel bad? Maybe. Why do I feel bad? You know, and that's personally helped me out so much, is asking why. You know, and I feel like that childlike curiosity gets taken away from you when you're an adult, and it's just because you got to do this, because, well, why to work? Well, because we got to work to make money. Okay, well, what kind of job? Well, you got to get a job that makes good money. It never has to do with, do I want to do it? Do I enjoy doing it? You do it because you need to do it. You need to do this because you need to do the, you know? And it wasn't until, like, I kind of broke out of that cycle, became an entrepreneur, started to look at life differently, that I started to gain my curiosity back and start to ask, well, why? Well, why do I do this? Why do I do that? And then I started to ask myself, why do I feel like this? Why do I need this? Why do I? And then the more I started to ask why, then I started to get those answers. And I was like, man, I don't like that answer. So how do I change that? You know, and I feel like a lot of people never get to that point. They're just repeating cycles over and over and over, and not learning the actual lessons from them. You know, and I know there's gonna be a lot of young people listening, and there's like, oh, they're in that phase or whatever, and the only advice I can give you is just, like, ask yourself why. You know, have those honest conversations with yourself, and, you know, even if it's something that you don't want to tackle at that moment, at least have that conversation with yourself and be like, at least I know. I know right now, and I'm not just doing this because, it's just fun to fuck, so I'm gonna fuck some random bitch that I meet on Tinder or whatever. Yeah, that's cool, but when it comes to the point where you meet somebody that you really love, and now, like, you have like 50 bodies, and it's not even special anymore. That's like one of the most beautiful feelings that you can experience with another human being, and you're just gonna make that not special anymore. You know, it's even like smoking weed. Like, I love to smoke weed, bro. I was smoking it every night. Yeah, but it's like, I can't do that anymore. But when I do smoke, it's like such a good time. Put some music on, get some ideas, chill out, enjoy, like, the fruits of my labor. Like, it's like dessert. If you have dessert, every day, all day, it's not gonna mean shit to you at all. It's just gonna be whatever. If you lose dessert, what do you have left? You know, like, I love eating pizza. If I eat pizza every day, I'm not gonna love pizza. You know, it's like you got to keep those certain things that are still like special to you, because then you start to go down another road. Then you start to go down depression. Well, I'm fucking doing all these drugs. I'm hooking up with all these girls. I'm like dopamined out, bro. And then nothing is special to me anymore. And that's like one thing that I see with the younger generation is like, man, I feel for them, bro. It's like a hard road to go down, you know?
Yeah, I think asking yourself why with everything you do is so valuable, because there's so many things that, like, when you actually stem back to like why, when you get to the reason of why, it might just be like people do a lot of things just because the people around them are doing it. You know, it's like, oh, because this is like people do things just because it's the way they were brought up. They were taught this is the way to do it. And like you said, it's like, but why? So it's like, actually, when you ask yourself why you do everything you do, you can actually start to be more intentional and choose the things and build the life you want to live. It's like, okay, why do I, like, there's a lot of people out there in like toxic relationships getting treated like absolute shit. Like, not just little communication problems or like normal relationships, like actually like getting treated like shit. And it's like they stay. It's like, but why? You know, it's like, are you just scared of being alone? Are you afraid that you won't find anyone else? Like, no one will. There's got to be something, you know, there's a why, you know? Sure. And it's like, it's not always easy, but yeah. Or smoking, you know, is like, is there problems that I'm not facing? You know, am I avoiding something in my life that I gotta just face head on and get through? You know, am I just numbing this? So ask yourself why with everything, even like not even just bad things, you know, but like the good things in life too. Is like, okay, like I like making YouTube videos, right? It's not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm still always asking myself why. Yeah. And that's gotten me to the point where I'm like, okay, I was mentioning I love when getting a message from someone saying like I impacted them in a positive way and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, my why for making videos is I love the process of going out, getting an idea, shooting. I love the whole process. I love videos and creating and expressing myself and, you know, entertaining people, but I also love impacting people. Yeah. I love the thought of someone on the other side of the screen, like gaining some type of value from a video. Not every single video is going to have like some motivational, you know, like something out there that's going to impact like in a super drastic way. But, you know, these are all my reasons why. And, you know, also I want to keep being able to make a living and scale and, you know, support a family one day. You know, there's all these things. So it's like, because what I do is like what I love to do. I don't have a backup plan. You know, people will comment and come in my stuff and tell me like, well, what are you going to do if this all goes away? You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah. I'm not thinking of that. Because if I start thinking of that, like, yeah, bro, like I'm doing something that was not a thing 30 years ago. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, yeah, it could go away, but like, what if it doesn't? Like, what if it, you know, I got to keep focused. If I start, I'm already in this deep. I've made it this far by not thinking, what if it doesn't work? Yeah. Or what if something happens? It's like, you know, this is genuinely exactly what I wanted to be doing. I'm not super financially free or like super anything like that, but like how I'm spending my time day by day, week by week, the things I'm creating, like this is what I always wanted to do since a kid, you know what I mean? So like I'm in this position. This is, if you took money out of the equation, you know, we didn't need money to survive and all that, like I would still be spending my time skating, filming stuff, like funny stuff for people to see, or even for myself and my friends to watch. Like, dude, look at this thing I filmed. You know, like everything I do, even just like random stupid shit I be doing out, like like everything I do is what I would be doing anyways if like money wasn't a thing. So of course I want to keep doing this and turn it into something, keep doing it as my career. You know, it's like when I just think of what I would do if we didn't have to make money.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I'm doing right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure.
So that is how I know I'm doing what I should be doing.
That's dope.
So it's like, why am I going to start focusing on something I don't want to be doing just in case this doesn't work? You know, it's like, if this all goes away tomorrow, then I'll figure it out. Then I'll find something. You know what I mean? It's
I love it. I love it because the way that you say it, like, well, what if? Okay, well, what if the other way? It's the same thing. It's glass half full, glass half empty. What if? You're telling me about something that can happen that hasn't happened.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't happened. I'm not going to deal with it then. But, you know, I would do that to myself all the time, you know, and just worry about, like, well, when is the other shoe going to drop?
Mm-hmm.
What if I lose my business? But then I'm like, bro, I've been in business since 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it was going to happen, it would have happened. And now I have, you know, X amount of years of experience in dealing with shit every single day. You don't think I could transition this into something else?
Yeah.
I sell fucking bolts, bro.
Yeah.
You know? I'll go sell measuring tapes. I don't fucking whatever.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever.
You'll find something.
I'll find something. It's not all of everything that I've created is not in this special product that if that goes away, it's gone. No.
Everything you've learned
I'm
along
the
way
fucking sauce, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It's me. And I'm getting better every single day.
Yeah.
Everything I'm learning is I'm getting better.
Yeah.
All these connections that I have, all these resources that I've made, all of these things that I've learned, you know, is the things that you've learned. You've gone through so many different paths. You've learned so many things. You learn what doesn't work, what does work. Okay, you can't skate anymore. You lose your channel. Okay. Go to some other company and help them
run their social media.
Media. What the fuck?
There's something. Yeah.
It's easy. It's easy.
Yeah, that was actually one of my fears. Like one of the reasons I wanted to pivot away from skating before I had the separate channels, one for skating and my main now, the direction it's been going. When I felt like more of my eggs were in one basket, and I just had the main channel doing like the skate videos. I remember I was thinking in the back of my head like, what if I get seriously fucking hurt, like some Mike Mo shit, and like I can't do this anymore? Yeah. But it's just another what if.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure.
It's like if you could think what if for anything good in life, anything you're doing, even if you have the most stable job that's like you're guaranteed this much money and you're comfortable, you have enough for retirement, you have this, you have that, everything lined up, like you could be like, what if this company goes under next year? It's like you could always think what if
for sure.
There's like even people that go the most safe, stable route, like the tradition, like go to college, go university, get this degree and this job and go into this, like even unexpected things happen or things come up or like, you know, it's like, so at least I'd rather just be doing what I enjoy.
Yeah, facts.
You know, it's like I'm still gonna get stressed out, I'm still gonna have bad days, I'm still gonna make mistakes, I'm gonna learn, but everything I'm doing is like for what I love.
For sure.
So it's like, because everybody can agree that time is more valuable than money.
For sure, anything.
But people slave away doing things they don't want to be doing for money.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
bro, people will get up in the morning, force themselves to get up in the morning, get dressed, drive however long, get to a job that they hate, get off of that, drive home. You know, you spend at least 9 hours, 8 hours at work, another half hour here or whatever, 9 hours plus your lunch or whatever, 9 hours of their life focused towards some shit that they don't even want to do.
Yeah.
Making like the basic amount when they could just focus that much attention on their own thing, whatever, paddle boarding, whatever the fuck they're into, and figure out a way to monetize that. You know,
And obviously, like I understand everyone's in a different position and people have to take on certain responsibilities a little earlier than expected, or things come up, you know, maybe you have a kid, or maybe this. And like, if you are, you know, if you're waking up every day, putting in work to provide, you know, it's like respect, you know what I mean? I'm not, because people are going to hear this and take it one of two ways. One person's going to hear it and be like, they're right. Like
for sure.
Like people should be spending their time more wisely and not so much on things they don't want to be doing and this and that. And then the other person's going to be like, oh, these guys don't understand, like this and that. They're going to think we're crazy or like entitled or something. But like, you know, at the end of the day, if you are waking up, if you even have a job, you're blessed, you know, because a lot of people are struggling to even find a job. Like, my whole thing is the people that complain, you know, it's because they're doing something they hate and like they tend to complain about it. You know what I mean? It's like, at the end of the day, if you're waking up every day and going to a job and putting in work, respect, you know. But it's just like, it just all comes back to time. That's why, like, I might be in a whole different headspace in 5 years, you know. I don't know, but I'm saying right now, like, while I'm young, like, I hope I still, you know, value my time more than money in the future, like, but at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do sometimes to get yourself out of situations or provide for the people around you, like I said. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, if you were, there's that saying, it's like, if you were offered $10 million right now, would you take it? Everyone would say yes. But then it's like, but if you couldn't wake up tomorrow, would you still take it? It's like, no. So you're saying that your life is worth more than $10 million, you know, like just simply waking up tomorrow is worth more than $10 million. So it's like, I was having this whole, like, I was thinking about this in my head. I think yesterday I was like, okay, time is more valuable than money, but we need some money to be able to do things with our time. We could do some stuff, you know, we could go play basketball at the park. There's a lot of things we could do for free, but if you have $100 to spare, you could do a little more. Yeah. And if you have $400 or $500 to spare, you could do a lot more. And it's like so on and so forth. So it's like, you know, what type of life do you want to live? You know, like what's enough for you? And like, because I remember when I was 18 working at McDonald's, I remember I was probably getting like $1,200 a month working like 5 days a week. And I was also like still a senior in high school. And that was like my wake up call. Just working 7 months at McDonald's. I was like, my homies would pass by in the drive thru. I'd be taking their order or whatever. And then like, I remember there was this skater, Mike Maynard. He's actually from like Ventura, I believe, somewhere out here. He was an OG skater, but he came through the drive-thru, and I remember he was like, dude, I remember this so vividly. I don't think I've ever talked about this, but I recognize him, and then I'm not too sure if it's him. And you know, I'm in my McDonald's hat, and I take his debit card and I look at his name and the numbers and the 3 on the back. No, but I see it's him, and I'm like, damn, I skated with this dude at a City Hall here in Fillmore like a few years ago. I remember like he showed me this clip of him trying a trick on this hubba either in Ventura or Oxnard that's like, I don't know if it's still skatable. Anyways, he broke his jaw really bad on it, and it just like ruined his skate career. And let me see if I can find it. He actually, he came through the drive-thru. Look, this clip. He came through the drive-thru. Santa Barbara.
Pro-am skater Mike Maynard tries a tail slide down the parking lot stair rail. Urban stunts like these build cred among peers. But his reputation is about to take a serious hit.
Ooh. And that was a long, even this clip on YouTube was uploaded in 2008.
Damn, you could tell from the voice.
I don't know.
That skater, man.
I don't know when it was. Yeah, it was probably on MTV or something. Yeah, Mike Maynard. Mike Maynard.
Bro.
I remember him coming through the drive-thru and like, I gave him his food and he was like, "What are you doing? You should be out skating right now." Yeah. And I was just like, "Man, I gotta get out of here, bro." I remember just being like, "Dude, I hadn't uploaded on my YouTube channel in 7 months." I was like, "Bro, I didn't even want to open the app because I just felt like every time I would look at my YouTube channel, it's just like missed opportunity." That's what I was viewing, because I probably had at the time like 17,000 subscribers, maybe 18,000, and the most money I had made in a month at that time was like $300 to $400, and that was like grinding. Like I made like $300 to $400. Usually, I was making like $100 a month at that time, and that's not compared to like my first job. I'm making $1,200 a month. I'm like, this YouTube thing's not working, you know. Sure. But I remember talking about it to the girl I was dating at the time that I'm no longer with. But I remember showing her my YouTube channel for the first time and all my old videos, and she was like, there's something there. Like, you should give it another shot. And I was like, you're right, you know? And so I quit my job at McDonald's, worked part-time at Active here in Oxnard, RIP. And I was working part-time there like a few days a week. Shout out Allison. She got me her and my homie Max got me the job real smooth. And my whole plan was, okay, work a few days a week, make a couple $100, use that money on gas to drive to LA with my homie Nick and just film videos. But there was a big like level up from my videos that I was filming prior. Like the previous years, I was doing like just me and a tripod just by myself at the skate park. And now it's like I got a homie with me. I got my license. I'm driving to LA. There's a lot of skaters out here. Like there was a very significant change in the videos. It was like the energy, started using music I liked, and just it was just a whole different vibe. And like it quickly took me from making, like I said, a couple $100 a month maybe to, I remember within like 3 months I was finally making $1,000 a month from my YouTube channel. And I was like, bro, it's enough to just, you know, substitute my job, because that's already more than I was making at Active. I was probably making like $600 a month.
Got it.
At Active. Like every 2 weeks I'd get like $300.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just remember before quitting at McDonald's, I was just like, bro, I'd rather make less money but be able to do what I enjoy, like actually spend my time, you know. And like I said, that might not be that might not be the same for like when you got a family and kids, you know what I mean? It's like, to an extent, yeah, you don't want to, I feel like as long as you're at least making time for things you enjoy, you know, it's like you got to appreciate that. But I remember like being like, all right, I'm 18, what am I going to do now with my life? At least for the time being, I know I want to be making less money, doing something I enjoy. And then it's brought me here. And yeah, now I'm, you know, I don't make crazy money, but I make more than I could at any job I could go get right now. You know what I mean? Well, like, maybe not any job, but like I'm sure there's plenty of jobs that pay like $10,000 a month or something, like some crazy lucrative, I don't know. I make a few $1,000s a month. It fluctuates, and yeah, I'm very blessed. I'm very thankful, and I know like I'm in a space where there's a lot of opportunity
for sure. And
I've seen things go like this to just this, and I'm like, you know, I've had some crazy months that where I brought in a lot of revenue that I could not have even imagined when I was 18. You know what I mean? So I'm like, and I'm doing what I love. I'm just like, dude, I love this, you know. But moral of the story, time is more valuable than money. So make sure you're using at least a lot of your time wisely, doing things you enjoy.
Yeah, you know, just to piggyback on that, bro, and there's, like you said, there's people that are listening that'll get motivated, and there's people that are listening is like, you don't know where I'm from. Mm-hmm. If for those people who say that, all I ask you is just evaluate your time. And as honest that you are with yourself, if you really want to make changes, if you really want to make time, if you really want to do what it is, like a half hour a day is better than nothing a day. You know, if there's a trade or something that you want to do, you know, if you want to play this sort of sport or whatever, you know, as long as you dedicate that time. But like it's always such a cop out from the personal experience that I've had. You know, well, it's easy for you to say because you don't have this or you don't have that. And I'm like, no, but I know you and you're always chilling or you're here or you're there. Like, you don't have to be here or there. You know, I always say, like, how much do you get paid an hour? Okay, well, I get paid $20 an hour. Okay, so you kicked it with your homie for 4 hours playing video games. Okay, that's $80. Would you potentially pay $80 for that experience that you had? Because that's what your time. That's what you say that your time is worth. Would you have spent that?
Okay, yeah.
You know, like okay, let's evaluate that experience that you had when you hang out with your homies. You know, there are like some people don't have the best homies. They're all like fucking with them or joking on them or talking shit or whatever. Yeah. Like, how did they make you feel? Like, so you spent $80 on this experience where you get home and you're like, man.
You're saying dude, if their time is valued at $20 an hour?
For sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay. You spent $80. Well, nobody's going to pay me that. Well, somebody would have paid you.
Yeah.
If you're getting $80 or if you're getting $20 an hour from working wherever you're working at, look at this other time that you're spending. That's potentially money that you could have made, you know, and, you know, find a side hustle, wash cars, do whatever it is. But like when you want to say it's easy for you to say, it is easy for me to say because I've tapped in, you know, and I've made better decisions with my time in my life than you have. Let's get to that point. Let's evaluate it. Be honest with yourself. You had a kids young. Okay. It is what it is. That's not a death sentence. Kids go to school. Kids sleep. You know? What time, what dessert are you having every day? How much are you on your phone? How much are you spending time talking to bitches on the phone or texting here and there? How much time are you on social media? How many times are you playing video games? Like, what is it? Are you sleeping in? Like, let's really talk about it if you want to really have that conversation, you know? But because everybody has the time. I have the time. And I have, like, a full plate. But I still have the time. That's why I never say that, like, oh, this podcast isn't where it could be because people just don't know. You know, no, it's on me. It's on me to make it consistent. It's on me to get these episodes, finish them up, get them out there, promo them. It's on me. I know what I got to do, and it's on me. I don't use that time shit as an excuse anymore. So, like, there's people that learn like I do, which is like, look, you're being a fucking bitch right now. Tap in. And hopefully they do. But then there's other people that you're saying that are like, just create excuses. Well, I got to do this and got to do that. Okay. You got time somewhere, bro. You can figure it out. You know, if you really want it, if you're hungry. But like, this life isn't just for a certain kind of people. Like, I wasn't chosen for this life. Nobody in my inner circle has a life like I have, but I created it. And like, you have the possibilities too. And I'm sure, you know, same thing with you. It's like, you created this life, bro.
Yeah. And also, like, with money, people will say, well, I can't afford to do this or start this. But like, if they are smoking and drinking, they're spending a couple $100 a month on beer and weed and stuff like that, maybe more. Some people like, or a lot of just, you know, going out to the bar or like food and stuff. Like, people say, well, I can't afford. People won't even go buy a book to like try to learn from someone who has done exceptional things.
Spotify, bro, is audiobooks.
Or like pay a couple $100 to get some t-shirt samples made and actually start that brand. They say that, like, oh, well, like someone they might point at and be like, well, it's easy for him to say, like, he has his own clothing brand. He doesn't have to go work for someone. But like, how did he start that clothing brand? You know, he had to take the action and actually start it. So it's like, if you want, like, oh, like, I would be doing that too if I had my own clothing brand that sells it. It's like, well, you got to start, like, you know, pay the $150, get the samples, make an Instagram for it, actually, like, do it. You know, it's like, they'll be like, nah, but my job doesn't pay me enough, or I don't got this, or I have to pay my phone bill and this. But it's like, you know, it is just excuses.
Hey, dog, stay there. People need employees.
Yeah,
that's what it is, bro.
Yeah, no, there's every job, you know, we need people like that. You know, it's just like the people who say that they're like itching for more or act like it's easy. That's the type of thing. Because it's like, I know where I want to get. I know the point I want to get to, and I know I'm not going to get there working for someone else. Not to say that I wouldn't go, you know, if it comes to a point where I feel like I need to get a job to support what I'm doing, like, I will do that, you know, like, I will, no shame in having a job as long as you're, you know, still working and not making excuses and trying to go for something bigger. But all I'm saying is, like, I got to keep building what I'm building, you know, like, but yeah, I just remember being like, dang, I can't live the life I want from like any job that's out there, you know what I mean? I gotta build my own thing. I gotta just learn, you know, like I just gotta, and I feel like, I don't know, we learn the most from experience, you know? So like, even though I didn't go to college, there's some people that go to college for like, you know, 4 or 5 years after high school. What I did after high school was just film a bunch of videos and go skate with my friends and make different channels and try different forms of content and connect with different content creators. And I feel like the past, you know, 5 years have been like my college experience. Now I'm like, in terms of, yeah, for me it's like from 2020 to now, it was like my college experience. Now I'm like, okay, now I gotta like level up. Now I'm like, I got this content shit down, you know. I know how to make a video. I know how to put in work, you know, strategize and everything I do. Now I gotta just be more, I really gotta be smarter with like my finances and like saving and investing and like things like that, and just, yeah, maybe even outsourcing in the near future, like getting an editor and stuff like that, because I've paid filmers and stuff before, but like really like leveling up and like scaling and like treating it more like a business, you know. But yeah, I've gotten so much experience in the past 5 years, and I feel like I'm so much smarter and better at what I do than I was a few years ago. And I'm like, dang, like I could really, like, things could really take off in a couple months, like to crazy heights. I don't know, you know, like I'm really not like trying too hard to control the outcomes at this point in my life. As long as I'm doing what I know is best and what I should be doing and staying consistent, like I can't control how many views my next video is going to get. You know what I mean? I can't. But what I can control is how much effort I put into the editing and the filming and the planning and stuff like that. That's what I can control. So as long as I'm doing that, like, good shit. Like, on to the next one. I can't control how many units of a t-shirt I'm going to sell. But I can control, you know, how much I hype it up and promote it and stuff like that. And it's like, focus on that. But if I only sell 5 shirts where I wanted to sell 500, it's like, okay, just do better next time, you know. Like, it's like, yeah, what I'm getting at is like, I focus on what I can control, and it relieves a lot of stress. And like, you know, I don't have super high expectations, but I know that things could skyrocket, and I know I'm ready. You know, that's the main thing, is like, I know if things take off next month, like crazy, like all of a sudden my YouTube channel 10x's, like I'm ready. I feel like the version of myself ready to like maintain that and keep growing it, and you know, so I'm right here putting in the reps, just trusting the process, and I'm having so much fun because I know the process is what it's all about, the journey, they say, you know. So it's so sick. It's so
I love it, bro. I love it. Did you know that can you talk to yourself in your head and like hear your actual voice inside of your head?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's what I do. I don't really, but yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you know that like some people don't.
I heard that.
It's a trip.
Yeah, it's like,
it's the inner monologue.
So it means like they just got nothing up there. Is that what? Or they don't think in a voice.
Everything is actionable. So if you say like, if you were to tell me like, oh, what do you want to eat? And in my head, I'm just thinking about places, and I could think of like, oh yeah, maybe I'll get Topper, sounds good. And I could think about like how it actually tastes, and I could think of the taste and be like, oh yeah, it's good. But sometimes it's a little too hot, it burns my mouth. But you know, it sounds good right now. This, you know, have those combos in your head, but some people can't. And I really want to talk to somebody like that, because just to feel out, see how they think. But they're
interesting.
They're like more in the moment all the time, where everything is just like right now. Like, they have to like actually like verbally say it. Okay. Like when they like read and stuff, you know. Like,
okay.
So why I say all that is like, I'm a very like, I can visualize things.
Yeah.
From, if I'm building a car, I can visualize the entire build being done exactly how I want it to look, down to starting the car for the first time, driving it, all the feelings that I'm gonna get. So with like that being said, like let's fast forward like 5 years, Bryan, like into your life, like boom, like what is it like? Because that's what you have to do. Is, you know, like boom, I just woke up in my room and like this is what my room looks like. I'm living here and like, you know, whatever, everything's organized. I got like a calendar right there. I gotta go. I got this fucking red camera or whatever it is. You know, I don't know what it would look like to you. Like I have a desk with like monitors and shit. Like what would that look like? And let's paint this picture and then this should last forever, bro. We'll come back to it in 5 years. Last time we talked was like at least 2 years ago. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you spent time like thinking about that before?
I'm pretty not too much. I don't like to think too far into the future. Because in a way that's like I don't know what could happen. You know what I mean? It's like especially now I'm like it's in God's control. You know, only so much is in my control to an extent. That's what I believe. But yeah, it's I love aiming big, but yeah, I'd say like day to day. I'll say what like a day in my life would look like. Maybe not like what like my living situation and stuff like that, but like a day in my life, what I would love for it to look like in 5 years would be, you know, still strong, growing stronger in my faith, exercising. Health is so important. Everything. You know, I feel like it's cool that like health and like fitness and everything is becoming almost like a trend nowadays. Like in 2025, like a lot of people are hopping on and understanding the importance of health. So exercising, you know, hopefully still skating a little bit, working out, eating clean, you know, majority healthy whole foods. Let's see, filming YouTube videos that can appeal to a wide audience. You know, just entertainment videos. I love entertaining people. Like I love just being myself and goofing around and just, you know, I love making YouTube videos. And then I love, I hope to just still have a pretty positive community that, you know, of people that are just, like I said, like I want to make videos that just anyone can watch, but I love the part of my community that's like hungry to better themselves, you know? So I hope that like something in my routine, maybe it's another YouTube channel or something that like, where I could just sit and talk and just, you know, talk about, you know, just my experience of self-improvement and growth and stuff and just push people to be better. That camera just stopped.
It's all good.
Yeah, so a day in my life, you know, wake up. I'll walk through a day in my life. Wake up, get in my Bible, pray, make some food, some healthy eggs, ground beef, maybe a steak, you know.
The morning steak.
Go to the gym, hit a lift, come back, go film a YouTube video. I don't know what that's gonna look like in a few years. I don't even know what next month's videos are gonna look like, but something fun, something that excites me. That's important to me. It's just videos that excite me, doing it for the right reasons. You know, maybe making some time to skate. A perfect day in my life would be, you know, see my family, of course, you know, hopefully still have a beautiful lady by my side, spend some time with her, maybe watch something. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of am just describing like how my life is right now, bro. That's I'm blessed. Wait, hold up. No, but yeah, like honestly,
hell yeah.
Just wait, yeah, that's
crazy, so right?
Wait, okay, yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm trying to think like.
I love
bro,
it.
Honestly,
that's it.
I'm blessed. Yeah,
that's it.
Maybe just
that's it, bro.
Exactly what I'm doing. Just hopefully, God willing, like at a bigger scale, keep reaching more people, and
for sure,
just keep being excited about what I do.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. You come to that realization, you know.
Yeah,
like you're doing it.
Exactly. You know, I remind myself all the time. Yeah. But when I think, 5 years into the future, let's say like, I definitely want to have a brand. I got my clothing brand, Lake Club. Like I would love to have that, you know, a little larger, but also like I know there's something coming. Like I feel like I want some type of some other business. You know, I want some type of product or something. I don't know exactly what that is right now, but I see that in the near future, because I was talking about that dude Santa Cruz Medicinals with his protein and supplement company.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if mine would be anything in that lane. Like, I don't know. I have no idea what it is. You know, I haven't found that yet, but I can see myself, like, I want a business, you know, something that can stand alone without my name.
I love it.
You know? So that is the one thing I want to figure out, but I'm not going to force it right now. I know, like, something will come to me and it'll just, like, it'll make sense and I'll jump after it. But yeah, I really take a lot of inspiration from people that are in this YouTube space that actually build big companies, whether it's food products, beverages, like supplement companies, stuff like that, you know? I don't know what that looks like, but
have you ever talked to your audience and asked them, like, you know, hey, I want to open a business, like, I have merch and stuff, but like, what do you guys fuck with? Like, you know, get that kind of feedback, because that's going to be your core audience, and then it'll spread from there. But
yeah. I mean, people always just ask me for skateboards, which is like a, you know, it's a pretty obvious one. Like, I'd be down to make a run of boards and stuff like that. I'm surprised I haven't already.
Yeah, what's the reasoning behind that?
Well, because I knew my goal with the content was always to branch away from skating.
Gotcha.
So it was like, I don't know. I also, like, there was a few reasons I didn't make boards sooner. It was also like, I was always snapping boards hella. So I was like, well, if I make my own boards and I'm just snapping them all the time, like, you know what I mean? It's not really a good look. But yeah, mainly it was just because I knew my ultimate goal in terms of content was to, like, I didn't want to, like, box myself into skating.
For sure.
I still love skating, but it was always like, I want to go this other direction and just do something that can appeal to a wider audience. But yeah, even with, like, the content, if I ask my audience, like, oh, well, like, what do you guys want to see more of? They're going to tell me things that they've already seen that they like. Whereas, like, I'm always itching to, like, do something new. So even with, like, let's say my skateboarding channel, if I ask my skateboarding audience, what do you guys want to see more of? They're going to be like, setup videos and, like, games of skate. Stuff that's, like, already been done for years, you know? And it's like, it's on me as the creator to kind of, like, push and try to innovate and think of new concepts, or, like, if I am going to do something that's been done, like, how can I make it different? How can I add my own spin? Like, I was doing that, like, spin wheel game of skate today. I've never seen anyone do that concept.
That was cool, dude.
A bunch of tricks. Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
That's just something just to, I was like, how can I just make the skate session a little more interesting, you know?
For sure.
But yeah, the viewers, yeah, I'm pretty tight with my community, but at the end of the day, they, like, I'm the creator, you know? I feel like it's more on my responsibility to
for sure.
come up with the stuff, the products and videos.
Yeah. Bro, I love it, man. I love it. And you're a real genuine dude.
Thank you,
and
bro.
that's very rare to find, you know, but it's not surprising that the reason that you have such a big following.
Thank you.
You know, it's because of the stuff that you put out there. And yeah, dude, just like you said, bro, just keep doing what you're doing. You know, that's it. Like, you already decided that you're gonna go down that path. Just keep going down, bro, and it's gonna, but the world is yours.
Yes, sir.
You can be able to do whatever, create whatever you want, bro. I love it, man.
Everyone watching this too, that you guys can go tomorrow. You could choose today. You could choose to just start making better decisions.
Yeah.
Start doing something else. Just completely change the way, you know, don't let anyone, you ever heard of, like, the crabs in the bucket metaphor?
Facts.
Don't let anyone around you tell you, if you start doing something better for your life, don't let anyone else, like, pull you back down. Like, you could decide tomorrow, I'm going to start doing this and I'm going to stick with it. And as long as you believe that and you trust the vision, you could do it. You know?
Yeah.
But the people around you might try to be like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, you think you're better now, or you think that, like,
that could be your mom.
Yeah.
That could be your dad. That could be your brother. That could be your lady. You know, you got to be prepared for that. You know, when you start to progress, that don't mean everybody in your life is gonna progress, and ain't everybody gonna have your back for sure.
Yeah, no.
And then you can't get stuck on that. Well, like, oh, they don't support you. Well, you never done shit in your entire life for them to believe in you, and you got to believe in you. Yeah, and that's it. This is a solo trip, but yeah, you could definitely motivate your entire family to be like, damn, Bryan did it. I want to do something without them even telling you. You know, I'm sure you've motivated so many people in your life and your circle without them even having to tell you. or
Thank
you know,
bro.
all over the world, bro. All the people that seen your videos and then they reach out. Like I know it's just Jose327 will say like, hey, you helped me stop vaping.
Yeah.
But that's a fool's real ass life.
Yeah.
And it's a real life that could have been going in a bad direction and could have kept going in a bad direction.
Yeah.
But like any positive influence he could have had would have been beneficial, and you were that positive influence.
And there's no age that's like too late, because
Hell
think about
no.
it. You could be 55 years old, loving family, stable job, and like make a few decisions that completely like fuck that up, right?
For sure.
So
for
what?
sure.
So what's to say that, you know, you 35 years old listening to this podcast, like that's not fully satisfied with the way you're living? Like, what's to say you can't just start making good decisions and completely turn your life around in a year and
Glass
just be
half full.
somewhere where you never would have expected? You know,
Facts.
it's like it's all up here. You got to just be consistent. It's crazy what consistency could do. Consistency over 6 months is gonna get you further than if you just like kind of, you know, start something for 2 weeks and then give up.
Yeah.
And then just go, you know, it's like just consistency.
Bro,
Be
give
intentional.
it a try. Everybody else is still gonna be there. You
Yeah.
give it a try. 6 months, it don't work out. Your homie's still gonna be there.
Yeah.
That girl's gonna still be there.
Mhm.
That job's gonna still be there.
People-
it is where it is.
People tend to regret things that most people tend to regret things that they didn't do versus
sure.
things they did do. So it's like, yeah, living your whole life and looking back, be like, damn, I wish I did more, you know, versus like, yeah, we all gonna make mistakes. If you out in the field doing shit, you know, it's like you're not always gonna be on point, perfect, but like those mistakes you made, it's like, well, at least you tried, versus not doing it at all.
Hell yeah. Brian, I love it, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you,
Yes, sir.
dude.
Thank you.
I'm glad that we linked up. And
We were just skating a few hours ago.
yeah.
It's 10:23.
Fuck, living life. I tell you, when you get in this podcast studio, it's like a time warp, bro.
Yeah.
It's but it's good. It's good to have these convos and get a little more in depth with you, and so people, your followers, and you know, new people, new people. Make sure you guys follow Brian. Check him out, and yeah, dude, it's good to have these kind of convos. Somebody could be listening to this while they're at their job that they hate and be like, you know what, you're right about that, bro. You know, or at least we could, you know, motivate somebody listening to this shit. Hopefully somebody takes something away from this. If it's that they quit their job and start a business, or they just stop beating their dick 4 times a day, bro.
Yeah.
Like whatever it is, hopefully it helps them out, dude.
Even if you are at a job you hate, no matter where you're at in life, you know, it's like the one thing I'll say is there's always things to be grateful for.
For sure.
Gratitude is another big thing. I don't know. We didn't really talk about gratitude, but gratitude changes everything. 2 people could be in the same exact position with the same things, everything the same. One person just looks at all the negative, all the things they don't have, all the things they want, envious of other people. This person, you know, they're striving for more. You know, they got bigger dreams, but they're very grateful. They know that there's someone out there that would, you know, do anything to be in their shoes, like because they're paying attention to what they do have and they're really appreciating it. So no matter where you're at, appreciate it. But if you are itching for a little more to change something up, understand that you can do it if you are intentional and serious about it.
I love it, bro. So if people want to watch you, where can they find you at?
Bryan Arnett on most platforms. I feel like, yeah, YouTube, Bryan Arnett. If you like skating, Boring Arnett is my second channel for skating. Pretty raw, authentic videos there. Instagram, that's like my main stuff. I got like Twitter and Snapchat, but I don't really be using them. But yeah, that's that. My clothing brand, Lake Club.
I love it, bro. Brian,
Thank you, man.
thank you, bro.
I
I appreciate you, man. I
Yes, sir.
appreciate you for the convo. And shout out to my son, Christian. He introduced me to you, bro.
Yes,
sir.
And I'm glad, dude. You're a good guy, bro.
Thank you,
and
bro.
and I love your energy. Ever since I've met you, dude, and ever since I've been following you,
I appreciate
I'm like,
that.
I love it, bro. And I love to see where you're at in 5 years.
I appreciate that.
Hell yeah. All right, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for listening. Once again, this is Downtime with Downstar, and we out. Peace.
Peace.